Alright, so this is Wolverine. And the guy with the high score there, Kevin, he's on Twitter, and he recently posted the source code for Wolverine, and we learned all sorts of stuff. So Wolverine was my very first NES game. NES speedrun, I should say. It beat me up as a kid, could never beat it, and coming into the NES speedrunning scene, I decided that I wanted to beat it for the first time, and speedrunning was a good way to do it. And that kind of kickstarted things. If you are interested in learning to speedrun, if you've never done a NES speedrun, this is a very easy one to pick up. You can go for sub 7, and just about anybody can get it with a little bit of effort. It doesn't really start to get annoying until about 6:36 or so. I'm gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. So this game has very few actual, tricky time saves. It's just all in how you play the game. And the reason why is that when you're walking on the ground, you're moving at 2 units every time you move your character. When you're in the air, it alternates between 1 and 2, which means your average is 1.5. So you move a little bit slower. Gonna get a 1 up here just for safety, because you can lose multiple lives in a row if you lose your concentration. But what this difference between air and ground speed means is that you want all of your jumps to be as short as possible. Your other time save is the health and berserker bar at the bottom. Every time you kill an enemy, like that, you get a few bars of berserker. Every time you get hit, you lose some health and some of the berserker that you've built up. And at the end, these drain down to 0, and they can last longer than the end stage jingle. You also might notice that there are some jumps like that one I just did where I seem to teleport through the platform. That is a tricky time save. When you're jumping, you can jump halfway through a platform. You don't have to fully land. And so you can save a significant amount of time, because it's about 1/10 of a second every time you do that, which adds up with all of the different jumps. Now, Wolverine, with his heavy metal skeleton, is well known for being an excellent slower. You may notice that Wolverine does not regenerate. That's because this is supposed to be set on the Sinister Island that you may have seen in the X-Men cartoon. These bubbles, for whatever reason, do 2 damage, because all projectiles in this game do 2 damage. There are 3 secret warps, one in the beginning that you saw right away, one in this waterfall, and one in stage 5, which we don't see because we skipped stage 5. Stage 4 and 5's warps both go to this stage. This is the fire stage. Fire, Wolverine's obvious weakness. All of these little fires kill you in 1 hit, and sometimes the floor will just disappear out from under you. Now, luckily, the developers probably got sick of falling through the floor, so at the bottom of the screen you can see different visual cues that tell you, hey, the floor can fall here, and it's just like random sprites, like there's a little red rope or a fire, and I just imagine the developers getting mad and then putting it in so they could beat the stage. It is indeed Tim. So this stage is where it really starts to get rough in the speedrun. You have to manage your health very carefully in this stage, and it's not really up to you. There are 2 bullets you can take, 4 total damage, before you just don't have enough health to continue. That's the Gun of Misery. It can shoot you once or twice. It almost always will shoot you once. We have in health, which is not enough to safely complete this stage. Something not in the world record, if somebody wants to beat it, is you can jump like this. And I didn't make it. Those are very tight jumps. I was fine going for it because I didn't have enough health to beat the stage anyway. Whoops. But those jumps are not only very tight because they're like pixel perfect, they're sub-pixel perfect, because this game, for whatever reason, has sub-pixels. And so sometimes you just cannot make that jump. But as you saw, when you die in this game, you spawn exactly where you were. So the last time you were on, like, safe ground, you just spawn. Now, we don't have very much health here, so I have to see if I can sneak past these guys. I did not do it. And so now I'm going to have full health here. It's going to take a little bit longer to get rid of the health. And not the final boss is Magneto. This is the hardest stage in the game. Did not get the pixel perfect jump there. So we all know Wolverine is incredibly weak to fire, but magnetism is not an issue whatsoever. So what we want to do is we want to take the right amount of damage to where we will have a Berserker bar at the end. So we don't want to get shot, we don't want to get hit unless it is in the route. So we now have Berserker at the end here. And Berserker means you attack randomly. He just decides to attack, which is a horrible thing to have in a game where your full attacking sequence takes a full second. One punch is a third of a second. So when you're speedrunning this, you get Berserker, it's the fastest way to do it. And you might just lose a third of a second here, sixth of a second there, full second there. So that was Magneto. Very terrifying. And now Sabretooth. And that jump right there costs you a second in the speedrun. It's completely RNG what he does in the beginning, except he also reacts to what you do. He's very much deaths, but pretty good overall. Sub 7 is an admirable run. Oh no, Sabretooth killed it. Yeah, it hovered a little bit. The Sabretooth fight wasn't that good. If you want to see it, you can watch the world record. Yeah, Sabretooth falls off the edge, and then when he hits black, you split. Thanks for the GGs, everybody. The Sabretooth fight is the most annoying part of the speedrun. But if you want to learn a platformer, that's a really good one to learn. There's really only 2 stages that are any difficulty whatsoever. They're any difficulty whatsoever. So, pick it up, play it, it's fast. So, our backup stream that I'm streaming from hiccuped, but I have 0 dropped frames, so it wasn't me.
way back in. There you go.
Alright, this is Gaiopolis, the game anyone can speedrun, says Aaron to you too, and he is 100% correct. Now, this game is quality. Listen to this. Those are quality sound effects. Perfect. So, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to play as Amy, who's the first character on the stage select screen. She is the fastest and the strongest. So this game gives you 99 credits. Those are your continues. You cannot lose unless it soft locks. I may actually go out of my way to make a save state as I'm playing this, because I have seen it hard crash. Only once, but just in case. So this is a beat 'em up, and you want to kill the enemies as quickly as you can. And you want to double up when you can. I just missed a really easy one, which does not bode well for me. And the timing between your attacks is really what determines whether you're going to take damage and how fast you can kill the enemies. And that's basically what the game is. You want to decide whether you can skip a treasure chest or not. Yeah, this is a port of an existing arcade game. I think this one might have been unreleased. I'm not entirely sure. But you get food for health. Par for the course. And if you look at Wolverine, he says that this is a good speedrun to pick up, but that looks technical. I don't want to do that. This is the game for you. Because not only do you have 99 lives, but the enemies will often just walk right towards you. And you just press the A button. This is co-op. There's no world record for co-op. You could get the co-op world record right now. Alright, sub 2, reaching the boss. That's actually pretty good. Okay, we got the setup for the quick kill. Oh no, I lost. Quick kill. He's supposed to be stun locked that entire time, so I didn't do that very well. Oh, there is a co-op world record now? We've opened the road to the Demon Island. Let's go. Yeah, there's a B button for block, but blocking doesn't do anything. But if you hold down B and you tap a direction, you have a dash attack. Now there are two other characters, and one of them has a like dragon breath fire attack, but it doesn't do more damage than a regular attack, and it's way slower, so you don't use it. If you look in the lower left-hand corner, you can see the enemy HP, so you can watch that to determine if they're actually going to be dead, and when to stop swinging. Now we do want one level of magic. Magic is in this game, and that's about all you can say for it. It doesn't save time anywhere. There are two sections in this game where it can potentially save time if you mess up, and messing up in those sections is common. But I really just grab magic for the first level. It is the fastest spell. It does the least amount of damage, but it does enough. And it's to get me out of softlock situations. Because there's one screen in this where an enemy can just decide to go to an area you can't, and you have to wait for him to come to you. And like most beat-em-ups, this just slowly introduces new enemies. Most of them you don't get to really consider very much, but these enemies here, they will teach you how to speedrun this game. Because if you hit them, they will immediately counterattack. I didn't want to grab that. They will immediately counterattack. and damage you. And so you can actually die quite a lot fighting these guys if you do not have the timing for your attacks right. All the little pieces of jewelry give you more experience than beating any enemies. Every time you level up, not only do you get additional health, but you also do more damage. And this is why experience is so important. Those brown dragons took 4 hits earlier, these blue dragons took 3. And so the experience routing, here's what happens when you die. Just press start, then A, and then you're back with full health. So in some cases, it can be faster than going out of your way to get health treasure chests. Now, your attacks are fairly meaty in this game, so you can press the attack button while the enemy is invulnerable, and the attack will just stay inside their hitbox and activate once they're vulnerable. So you want to be a little bit aggressive with your timings. Now, boss fights in this game are mostly like this. Just giant enemies with wonky hitboxes. And it's just a timing minigame. This guy does attack eventually. You can see him spinning the axe around, and the axe sometimes hurts me and sometimes doesn't. I wish you could say the boss fights were interesting and you had to really focus on your health to save time. You don't. You just kind of walk into this giant spinning axe and just assume there's not a hitbox there, because most of the time there isn't. You can use your dash attack as a way to attack, and it has a slower cooldown once you hit an enemy, so it can be easier to time. It just has a disadvantage that it moves you around a bit. I don't know who the Wise is, but we saved him. So generally you want to get sub 7 getting here, which we did not, but we were close. So this isn't an awful pace. That one death probably held us back a little bit. And we get introduced to the Skelly Legs here. These guys are the worst. They have very small hitboxes. And they walk around aimlessly. What the fish? Fish is the best health pickup in the game. If you're playing this and you're like, I don't know which health to get and which health to skip, get the fish and skip everything else. So certain enemies will cause other enemies to spawn. So you can see some of the enemies walking away, and I don't really care all that much, and it's because they don't spawn an additional enemy. So knowing which enemy to kill and when can actually lead you some additional time saves. So that second enemy there spawned this person, but I killed him later. Now, there is a time save here. I don't think I'm going to get it. But you can despawn the final skeleton on that screen, and he just appears out of bounds, spinning around in a circle here. Which we did not get. That is the only time save in the game that I know of. That is in any way glitchy. So, I didn't have enough health, took a death here, and now the skeletons are all over the place. And this is where magic can actually be a little bit faster, because you can just leave the skeleton legs and be over on the right-hand side where you want to be, and you can use magic. I think JKL found this. Yeah, it's not as optimal as killing the skeleton legs, but 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna be you're not gonna be killing them optimally, especially if you're taking extra damage like I've been. This game does a pretty neat thing where no enemy ever really disappears. The very first enemy you see stays in the game forever. But it actually gives you a feeling of progressing and getting stronger, because you're constantly killing enemies like 1 hit less. So I'm just going to use fire here. This is the fastest spell, and this is what you're supposed to use. So it's not too bad to use that. It's faster in that situation than going around and hunting for them all. This is the coolest boss in the game because you can actually predict his attack and dodge it. He has working hitboxes. So he's going to do a swipe attack here, and if you're standing in front, you're going to get hit. So when you see it coming, you move out of the way. So I only have 4 health left, so he's probably going to kill me. That's okay, because we have 97 credits. Yeah, he swung the other way. Thought he was going to go to the left. So I just made a save state just in case. These are the gorilla men. Their hitboxes disappear when they're jumping, so you have to wait for them to land. Yeah, there are only a few people who have played this, and everyone just finds it randomly. Now, there is probably some time saves and experience routing. My routing for this came through just playing the game, which is my favorite way of routing a speedrun, rather than doing a lot of individual stage practice or opening up spreadsheets. Just playing the game is a lot of fun. And that's how you can speedrun this game. As you play it, you just naturally get faster. You just get better at the game. So the positioning, where is it? There it is. The positioning of my character is meant to kind of put me at the midpoint. So the enemies are kind of walking towards me. So there's not random. I'm not just like walking towards enemies. I'm standing where they're going to be. That's not what I want. That's what I want. This is not how this screen is supposed to go. So this boss here, he's special. You might have noticed some joking about hitboxes here. This guy can't hurt you. They just forgot to give him attacks. He looks like he's swiping at you. He's not. So you just kind of hit him. And that's it. It's very stressful music for not being able to hurt you. We tried. We tried to walk every which way because some of the hitboxes in this game don't match up with the sprites. We thought maybe it's just kind of off, or maybe they put the wrong number in and it's on the other side of the screen. Flipped a negative. Nope. He just can't hurt you. There goes the bull. I don't think they played their own game. Alright, another emergency save state, just in case. So right here is where I've seen the screen go black. So we'll see if that happens. Alright, we made it through. No crashing. Now, there are a lot of unreleased games, lots of unlicensed games, and they're kind of hit and miss. This one is actually surprisingly fun to play. It's somewhat addictive. Especially in like a speedrun capacity, because it seems like it's designed to be speedrun. It's a beat 'em up, and you are encouraged to kill enemies as quickly as possible to move on. But coming up next is Skull and Crossbones. And Skull and Crossbones is an unlicensed game. See that? It is an unlicensed game, but it is, unironically, I believe, the best platforming speedrun on the NES. So, in this game, if you miss an attack, the enemies just kind of wander off, but they do have this predetermined path that they do at the beginning. That's essentially how you route out the speedrun, is figure out where they're going to be in that predetermined path, and then go from there. But after that, they will walk away from you, they will walk towards you. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to how they move, but it's just a couple seconds where you know exactly where they're going to be, and then they just kind of wiggle around. You don't want that to happen. Whenever you see an enemy do what that guy just did, he just walks directly away from you, that means a mistake has been made. Taking death is fine, just fill up our health. Deaths are very fast in this game. They don't take all that much time. If you're not in the right position, it can be faster to take a death rather than just pick up extra health. So we're going to be coming up on the final boss. So, this guy actually has attacks you can dodge. He has earned the moniker of Final Boss. He looks like he's from G.I. Joe or something. It's like King Cobra. Cobra Commander, whatever his name is. You can dodge his fireballs. You can dodge his swoop attacks if you need to. But most of the time, you just want to hit him. And that's time. 1942 on my clock. And that's the end. You just suddenly teleport here, and it does this. That's the end. That's the end of Gaiopolis. You're welcome. Yeah, this is a fun playthrough. If you want to pick up a very easygoing speedrun, like, this is about as easygoing as you get. You get infinite lives. It's very straightforward. There's really no risk involved, and there is a little bit of routing, a little bit of skill, but it's not so much skill that you're going to be super far behind. It was hitboxes are ending in a pentagram. That's right, McDoodle. So that's Gaiopolis. Next up is Skull and Crossbones. 99 credits. I've never seen a game over screen. I haven't sat around and died that many times. Yeah. Hexagram. I'm ready when you are.
All right, let's just roll back in. Here we go.
All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. Skull and Crossbones. So, the hints screen here at the beginning tells you all you need to know. You need to kill at least 15 enemies to move on in each stage to fight the boss. You don't waste weapons because they carry over between stages. You gotta find all the booty. Don't touch skulls, they kill you instantly. And try to hurt the wizard every time you see him. Good advice for life, good advice for the game. So, in this game, you collect either weapons, which go immediately to your inventory, or you collect booty. And then it goes to the booty room, which you can then trade in at the end of a stage into weapons. And so different booty, different weapons. Each weapon has different properties, and there are secret weapons littered throughout the stages. You have to use these weapons to kill the wizard in his final stage, and the final stage has no weapons in it. So everything you collect up to that point gets you through the final stage. If you run out of weapons, you just have to punch for 1 damage, which rarely works. If the timer goes to 0 on any stage, it is instant game over. It sends you back to the title screen, you're done. The timer is the enemy in this game when you're playing it casually. But for a speedrun, it shouldn't come into play unless I run out of weapons, which hopefully I won't. All right, I'm ready. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So right away, we're going to grab a gun. It's the best. We're going to swap to a sword. Grab an extra life. And we're going to shoot the wizard twice because you hurt the wizard whenever you see him. And he steals the princess, the pirate princess. Now, we deliberately didn't get any weapons there because the game takes pity on you and gives you special weapons like that just float throughout the screen. And on this ninja stage... Squish. Thank you. On this ninja stage, it happens to be one of the best weapons in the game. So we're grabbing all this extra booty, and we're using these floating free weapons because we don't have any weapons and the game is taking pity on us. And just punching enemies to death. And this is actually faster. Now we're going to grab a secret weapon here. Or a secret health upgrade, I should say. By holding down. We just recently found those. They're not in the world record, so there is a time save out there. So you see that 5 pop up. We need to kill one more enemy, and it's going to be you. Squish. No, one more enemy. There it is. We get one last additional bonus here. Now, those starbursts that are appearing, those are not random. There are triggers that spawn them, and so you can predict where they're going to show up. We got the good despawn there. So this is where we trade in our booty, and we get our weapons. We're gonna go to the pirate stage. So you see me swap between weapons occasionally. And this is to save ammo, because some enemies take one shot, and others take a little bit more. We die, that's okay. Honk, yeah. More secret health. So we're trying to route in all of these weapons by getting the right treasure. You typically don't want... Oh no, that's awful. That costs us time. Now if the timer goes to 0 here, at any point, then we're just done. Like, it ends the run. So once you kill all the enemies, thankfully, I'm gonna grab this for safety. Couple extra seconds. Once you kill all the enemies, it temporarily removes all the enemies on screen, which is great. So we had to use some extra weapons, so I'm gonna grab that for safety. We're about to die, that's fine. So the 2 hardest stages are now done. Yeah, this is a Tengen game. Now we go to the pirate ships, and unlike the other ships, we missed. Or unlike the other stages, the pirate ship just has weapons proper. I'm gonna spawn one more barrel. Every enemy can only spawn twice. So you route in how you play this stage based off of how many enemies you can spawn in your looting pattern. And at the end of the pirate stages, it gives you some much desired health. Nope, wrong one. These cannons will shoot whenever you get near them. So you have to kind of bait them. Squish. Okay, we despawned an enemy I wanted to kill, which wasn't good. More secret health. This is the only recording that's going to have all 3 secret health locations in it. We need to kill one more, which is this guy. And we get a magic wand as the secret weapon here. We got a shuriken in the ninja stage. Hit the wizard twice. Now, each of the enemies are going to have different weapons, and just like your weapons, they will do more or less damage depending on what they're doing. And running into a barrel with your face does count as a kill. So that will kill all of the enemies. I didn't want to get hit by that guy. But it's okay. Lives are typically not something you worry about, and if you are, you can spawn them by killing rats like that. They are hidden at the end of every pirate stage, so there are a lot of extra lives. So these power punch things here, they are one of the only unique items in the game. Most are just kind of like reskins of the gun. And the reason they're unique is that if you hit an enemy with that power punch, it will go flying through the screen and it will kill any enemy it runs into, which is pretty handy. We're going to grab some extra weapons for safety, because the worst thing is running out of weapons. And when you're speedrunning this, that will happen. Now you notice that pirate captain just kind of wiggled in place, and that was because I pressed down. If you crouch, he decides to move away from you for whatever reason, so you can just tap down repeatedly. We're going to be moving on to the final stage here. We're going to use our power punch here. We get to kill 2 enemies with 1. The executioner likes to say die. But knowing where enemies are going to spawn is pretty important. And using the right weapons. So that way you don't run out is also very important. I did not get the spawns I wanted. There we go. Time is going to be on the last hit of the wizard. That's time. 9:44. .944 is pretty good. It's not the best run. The world record is sub 8, but this is the best ending of any NES game. Party Dance Party. What more could you ask for? Everyone should play this game. I will never stop telling people to play it. I will push for it to be in every marathon, every event, everything you can find. Skull and Crossbones. It is absolutely the best. I believe this is my last run for the marathon, so this is a lot of fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Best of NES Marathon. We had a lot of fun putting it together. Thanks for the GGs, everybody.
All right, hello everybody. What's going on? My name is Joe Polito. Big thanks to Best of NES for having me here today to play The Goonies. Not to be confused with Goonies 2, which is the US version. This was the game before that was only released for home consoles in Japan. So we're going to be doing a category called 100%, which basically requires you to collect not only the 4 items you need to leave each stage, but you also have to get the hidden items in each level. So this game is riddled with RNG, but it's going to be it's a really fun run, so I highly recommend it. But without further ado, let's get into it. And 3, 2, 1, Goonies. So we're going to get started. We're going to go down here and get the first hidden item. And then, so basically the way this game works is you need to collect 3 keys and a Goonie in every level in order to move on. And those keys and Goonies are hidden behind these skull doors. And the way you open them up is to bomb them. So, you drop the bomb, you let it go. So we got the first hidden item, which is good, and we got 2 keys already. So we gotta get a 3rd key and rescue the Goonie in order to move on. So I'm gonna get some bombs before we head out, and boom, Goonies. So we got bombs, we got 3 keys, we got a Goonie, and we're moving on to stage 2. Alright, so we got some bombs ready, so we're gonna go to the first door. And let's see what we got. And we got some bad RNG right out of the gate. That's okay. So the good thing about this run is you get to see some parts of the game that you would never normally see. So we are gonna have to go to this second area of stage 2 to try and hunt down the keys and the Goonie. So we're gonna head to the left here, big jump, drop a bomb, and keep going. Get out of here, dude. Alright, there's a key there, that's good news. Big jump, drop that. Let's see what's behind this skull door. Boom, key, nice. Alright. We'll go get this key, and we're gonna do the YOLO jump coming up here, and YOLO! Nice. Quicker than dropping, and it's kind of cool to do. So, alright, let's see what's behind this door. 3rd key, nice. Alright, so we got 3 keys. So we have to head back to the other room and try and see if we got a Goonie there. Back up the ladder we go. And over. Alright. No, couldn't. No death orb, Mr. Pup. Should have done that, yeah. I'm trying to keep it relatively safe for the marathon. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we got the Goonie. Nice. Alright. So we got the Goonie, we got the 3 keys. We are gonna make our way out of stage 2 and head to stage 3. We got the hidden item. We're in good shape. One last room. Just gonna blast through all these giant mice. And that's stage 2. On to stage 3. Gotta head through the caves. Enjoy all these tasty jams. Alright. Big stretch. Got it. Let's see what's behind this door here. Okay, we got the slingshot. Which is good to have. We're gonna need the slingshot for to get a future hidden item. So we're gonna go up top here. make our way to try and get the hidden item. There's 2 hidden items in this stage. We're gonna get the first one. Alright, we jump here, and there's the hidden item. Alright, big jump. We're gonna check these doors out. We'll get some bombs real quick. So we still need to get a Goonie and 3 keys in this stage before we move on. And 1 more hidden item. Let's see what this door has to offer. Oh, 1 key. Sweet. Alright. Big jump. Get some more bombs. And we'll check this door up here. Duck and go. What do we got? Boom, another key. Nice. Get some bombs. And we'll keep moving. Alright, so we're gonna head back out of this room and down. Check some more doors. Alright. Down we go. To this door here to the left. Big jump. Drop the bomb. What do we got? No good. Alright, so we're gonna go to the other side here and see what we can find. Something tells me we're gonna need to go to this all the way here to the left to get the rest of the items. At least one of them. Because we still need 1 key and 1 Goonie. We're gonna head to the left. Drop. Big jump. Climb the ladder. And drop the bomb. What do we have behind this door? And we got a key. Nice. Alright, so we got another door all the way to the right on this section. So we'll check it out. Let's hope we got a Goonie. That'd be great. If we get a Goonie, then we can just get the last hidden item and make our way out of this stage. Yes, nice. We got the Goonie. Let's go. I'm glad you're digging it's quite festive over here. So, yeah. Appreciate that. Alright, down we go. So, now. Make our way to the exit, and on our way there, we can get the last hidden item, which is the big jumping shoes. So, big jump. Ooh. Big jump. Alright, down we go. Jump over that. Down. Do some more fun jumps. Boom. Pirates get me. All good. Alright, so the hidden item is down here. Got it. Alright, we have bombs already, which is great. So we have everything we need to get out of this stage. And boom. That's stage 3. So we're gonna jump, we're gonna push our way to the right as soon as we get into the stage so we can check this door out. Oh, we got some hidden items here. Alright. Not good. That's okay. We got some potion instead. We'll go down, see what we got here. We get the hit. There's only 1 hidden item in this stage. So we'll go down here and grab that. Oops. Oh, that's okay. Alright, got the secret item. Get some bombs here. What's up, Aaron? Splat is right. Alright, potions. So we're gonna need to explore a bunch of this level in order to get the other items here. See if we can get some bombs, though. I want to check this door. Alright, got some bombs. Heading down this way. See what this door has to offer. Potions. Oof. 3 potions in a row. Not good RNG. That's right. So we need to. You're gonna see every square inch of this level. Okay, got some bombs. Big jump. Drop the bomb. Dude, 4 potions in a row. Brutal. Alright. Alright, so up we go. to get some bombs. Nice, great. Get that. There definitely should be an item here. Got the Goonie. Let's get some bombs. Aaron, I have run 777 different games. Across 20 different consoles. That's what I've done so far. We are working our way toward 1,000. And then we'll see what happens next. Alright. Alright, so we got a key, we got a Goonie, and now we gotta go down. We got bombs. Let's go down and check this other way here. Alright. So everything else should be in this area. We should have 2 more keys. One here. And one all the way to the left here. Ooh, big jump. Big jump. Lots of big jumps here. Drop the bomb. Boom, last key. Let's go. Jump over the skull pirate. Alright, so we should get some bombs on our way out. Let's do that now. So we don't need to think about it. Alright, so on the next level, there's 2 more hidden items, and that will be the last of all the hidden items, which is needed to do 100%. Alright, so down we go, and we are finally out of stage 4. Stage 5, here we come. Let's do this. We're gonna head to the left first. And you can drop a bomb off the remaining here and it actually explodes quicker, which is cool. We'll go in here and see what this area has to offer. There's 2 doors here, so we'll check that out. Oops. And we got bombs here. Okay, potion, that's alright. Alright, work our way all the way to the left, where there is another door. Alright, we'll take a death here. That'll put us further up top there. Okay, save a little bit of time there, climbing back up the vine. So we struck out in this area, but we're going to work our way back towards the other areas now. Take a death here. We'll save us some time climbing up the vine. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to get another hidden item here. We're going to try and get some bombs. So we can get that door down there, see what's there. Boom. Let's see what this has to offer. What do we got? What do we got? Cool, we got a key. Good. So we need one more key and the Goonie and the last hidden item. So there's a door here. Let's see if we can get some bombs. Up here. Potion. Alright, so there's a door all the way to the right here. Let's check this out. Big jump. Potion. Alright. So the last there's one other area in this stage, so we're gonna head there. Get the hidden item. And let's see. Yep. Alright. Okay, so we'll get the last hidden item first. You need the slingshot to do it. Got it. Take a death there. That'll put us back up to the top area. Save some time. Alright, so now we just need... Looks like we need... one more key and the Goonie, and then we can get out of here. Boom, Goonie. That's good. Need to get some bombs. Perfect. Get the jump. Get the jump. And we got the last key. Let's go. Brother Adams, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for the good luck. Alright, so we have now completed the requirements of the 100% category. We have all the hidden items, and now we have the items to leave Stage 5. So we are in great shape here. We just need to backtrack and get out of this level, which will be Stage 6, which is the final level. We have bombs. We are in good shape. And there we go. Stage 5. Done. So Stage 6 is basically you gotta get through this cave here, and then you're back on a pirate ship. And there's only 4 doors. And the only item you need to get in the last stage is the final Goonie that you need to rescue. So here's hoping we get it on the first door. Boom! And time is coming up when we see the big sunset here. Time. There we go. Goonies. That is a 100% category run for the game Goonies. Thank you again for having me. I was genuinely shocked when I got approved to be in this marathon, so I appreciate you all having me. I think we got Junkyard Dave coming up next, so you're in for a treat there. So big thanks again for everyone at Best of NES for including me. Check out Goonies if you have a chance. And again, my name's Joe Polito, and enjoy the rest of the marathon. Later.
Alright, I am told we are live. What's up, chat? I will believe lack, so we'll just talk as if we're live. We are going to do Battle Kid. So this is a ridiculously...
No, I'm not.
Yes. This is a ridiculously hard game. I'll explain it, but I am joined by my girlfriend who will help do commentary because this is one game that I cannot talk very easily through. So basically, Battle Kid is an extremely hard homebrew from 2010. I think it was 2010 anyway. And we're going to be doing hard mode today. So normally we have infinite, which gives us infinite lives and continues to work with. We have a 50 life limit. I think we can spiritually do 20, so we'll keep track of the death count. I think by the end of the run, I don't think I'm going to have more than 20 deaths. But this is an extremely hard game. So I'll probably be quiet for most of it, and Kat will do the legwork, so thank you!
I don't believe that for a second, by the way.
Yeah, and if you're good to go, we'll count you down. I'll say 3, 2, 1, go. Actually, it doesn't matter, because right here is on control, so I'll say 3, 2, 1, go here. So we have a little cutscene, and we'll say 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, it's the map. Hi map, bye map.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is Battle Kid, as you couldn't tell by the title. So it's a game developed by Sivak, who is a very nice guy actually. It's quite often in Dave's chat. Developed in 2010, if I remember correctly. And you can probably tell that it's roughly inspired probably by the I Wanna Be the Guy series and all that stuff. So I believe in terms of cruelty, we're probably on par. It's one of those games where you will die and then you will die and then you will die some more, and then maybe you will figure out how to clear a certain room. We went through this game 500 billion years ago at this point, casually anyway, just like trying to race it. Even, like, I mean, it's not like it's possible to race this game if you're blind. I never played this before, but it took us probably like, I don't know, like 1400 deaths, 1500 deaths. It was insane. And we managed to beat it in like a few different sessions because it was just too much. So yeah, great memories. I'm scarred forever. I don't know with what kind of courage you're running this game, honestly, but apparently this is it. So I went and read something about the story, because I was like, you know what, like we always running through everything here and we never take time to, you know, like take in all the deep lore that this game is based upon. And apparently it's like, you are Timmy, so the guy is called Timmy. And whatever is happening is basically that some guy is like developing basically the Metal Gear somewhere in a fortress, apparently, which is exactly where you're at. And so you're called and you're like, yo, Timmy, there's this guy and he's doing bad stuff. Can you please go and stop that guy doing bad stuff? And he's like, yeah, sure. I will stop everything and everybody with my tiny little gun that can only shoot like 3 projectiles at a time, because apparently that's great. But yeah, so yeah, you go and apparently stop things from happening. So as I was talking, we already saw you're skipping everything. Okay, like you made me learn everything about this snail and every single frame that this snail breathes and exists, but apparently we're skipping just like everything. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that scale is, or scale, that
There's
snail.
scale.
Yeah, the snail
Yes.
is probably one of the scarier strats in the entire game. It's just like a normal strat. You don't have a checkpoint before that snail, and in this game it's a little bit weird because if you die before you get a checkpoint, but specifically after you've beaten a boss, you actually have to go back and beat the boss again. So if you fail that snail, the trick associated to it, like you go back like probably 3 minutes, so in a marathon it's a little bit rough.
Yeah, that's not the best thing, honestly. But yeah, so we respect the snail and we decided to take a different path. So yeah, see, you made me lose my train of thought. I was doing so great and fantastic. So yeah. What we were talking about? Ah, yeah, the Timmy guy. But yeah, we explained the lore basically in like 30 seconds because that's the lore. Yeah, I meant to say that apparently we have a bad ending and a good ending, so this is any percent, so you can probably guess which ending we're going to get. No spoilers. So yeah, I think on Wikipedia I read that this game is like 500 rooms or something stupid like that, which is insane. So good luck remembering everything. And so yeah, we killed the first boss. I will shut up.
Thank you.
There you go.
So, yeah.
See, yes, these are Yoku blocks. Everybody knows Yoku blocks. Hey, hooray for Yoku blocks. So whatever he does is there's audio cues apparently for when the previous Yoku block spawns, and you kind of use that audio cue to predict when the next one is going to spawn, so that you're not just like falling to your demise, which is handy, and I will recommend. So there's that. So yeah, I will shut up probably for a few other instances too. So Yaku blocks for sure, and then there's like something called blinking runes, which is so weird, but yeah, we will point out blinking runes whenever we encounter them. And this is already kind of like whatever Area 2 looks like. There's fans blowing you in every direction. There's Yaku blocks appearing and disappearing. So there's a lot of stuff going on. And whatever could we say that is like general information. I guess yeah, we already talked about like the difficulty of the game. I will probably shut up at some point too. Very close to here, right?
Yeah.
It was, yes.
There's a couple mean kind of like blocks, mainly this one here. You really need the sound cues. Like, I'm not a sound person at all, but like that one particular room, I really need the audio for it.
Yeah, no, that helps because like literally it's so instantly like it's just like not something that you can kind of prepare for. So you need to either be extremely visual or extremely audio stuff, but whatever. So we grab a checkpoint because why not? And this is second boss, which is the owl. And the owl is probably the easiest boss of them all. There's this nice and safe spot on the platform. If you just like jump there up and down and shoot, the owl will give you two different bird patterns that can fly at you. It can be either high pattern or low pattern. The low one is the good one, and the high one, of course, is the bad one, because you also have to dodge them as they come at you. So that's never good when you're already dealing with a boss kill. So yeah, safety first. We grab the checkpoint. Next area is, I think, the one where you go. Is it like? Ah, yeah, it's like the.
We're going
water
to the
section?
water. Yeah.
Yes, we're going into the water because everybody loves the water sections.
Yeah, so I would say like a lot, like I didn't really have to get that checkpoint. I probably am safe, but there's like a weird jump that's coming up here. But this game is kind of like a Metroidvania light in the sense like some of the exploration that you do, it like loops you around or whatever. But if you die again without going back and getting the owl checkpoint, I think you lose again, like close to again 4 or 5 minutes. So the checkpoints, we haven't died yet, which I'm sure we will at some point. As Kat was saying, like when we blind raced this like years ago at this point, we both finished this game with like 1,500 deaths. So my best so far is 4 deaths. And there's just a group of legendary people that are above me right now, because there is Infested Rich, or I guess Old School Richard, Spiriax, Sidetracked, and Duckfist that all have deathless runs, and that's the next step for me when I try this game. Is we're going to hopefully beat it on Unfair, where you have just 1 life to beat it, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know whether you mentioned in the very beginning, but it's like different. I mean, it's not really like, see, this game is deceptive because it's like, yeah, we have like easy, normal, hard, very hard, and unfair. Like, you know, like the game is going to change so much through.
Ooh, we did it.
Oh, that's fantastic. These like 5 different difficulties, but it really doesn't. because like easy adds double damage and it's like infinite continues, I think. Yes. And I guess it's actually easier because at the very least, like you're not like, you know, mashing forever to kill things around and stuff like that. But it's still, is it still one hit KO, even easy?
I think in the NES one, yes. In the Famicom
They changed it
version,
after, right?
Yeah, there is a health bar at some point. I don't know when Sabak introduced it. In the Switch port, for sure, there's a health bar now. But
Yeah.
in this original version, I think easy is still one hit KO, but you just get double damage. But there might be a health bar. I've honestly never played the easy mode. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I remember something to that extent, but then I don't remember which one because it's like I've seen quite a few of these like Battle Kids games and stuff, so it's kind of like weird to remember each and.
It's worth noting that Savak kind of had like a weird thing where he released a different version in Japan that's actually different in terms of like some of the rooms and stuff like that in the North American. I would have done that bad. The North American version. So some of the rooms that made it into the North American version aren't in the Japan version, and there's some other minor changes and stuff like that too.
Yeah, no, for sure. So this quick back and forth that he did in one of those rooms was to basically open up a portal to a warp section, pretty much. Warps are extremely convenient because the map in this game is like massive and it's very confusing from every standpoint, like speedrunning standpoint, casual standpoint, like it doesn't matter, it's just stupid. So with the warp rooms, you can kind of teleport in and out of certain areas, which you can reach, of course, like much faster. So this is the blinking room, and I will shut up for the entirety of these rooms.
Yeah, enjoy silence, chat.
Enjoy silence. Enjoy blinking.
This room is very audio based. The silence is palpable, man.
I mean, you're either blinking or talking.
It's really these ones now. You can explain why they're a bit of a pain afterwards, too.
Sure.
Okay, we're good.
Great. So there was the blinking room, everybody, which is fantastic. So it's deceptively easy, hard, whatever you want to say there. Because actually, if you, that's beautiful, man. That was a bonk like
Yeah,
like none before, and I'm an expert in bonking.
Yeah.
But yeah, blinking rooms, you had these like massive spikes in front of you basically, and like every 4 ticks they kind of like change, so they appear and disappear. Sometimes it's extremely fast, we will see after, because there's going to be more of those, and sometimes it's slow, but like depending on what you're doing, you really need to pay attention to the rhythm with which the spikes are going in and out, pretty much. But it's also hard because even though the spikes are gone, it doesn't mean that their hitbox is also gone. So there's also the little bit of like literally frames right after the spike disappears where it's actually still active, so you're going to get screwed. And this is, yeah, another one, I guess.
Yeah, it's mainly these ones that are a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I even that, I messed it up. You literally have to be moving like right when the tick goes. Not so much in these rooms, but the rooms that follow. But luckily, all of these rooms are kind of concentrated to here.
Mm-hmm.
free for a while.
So yeah, great stuff. And right after the Blinky room, there's the boss. So yeah, this is Cleo, third boss. 6 different patterns. They're color-based, color-coded, so it's kind of easy to tell whatever you're going to get. I guess the only thing that is hard to do... Ooh, shoot.
Yeah.
Only thing that is hard to do is telling blue from purple, because honestly I had trouble with that. But yeah, ideally you want to see pink first, because of course, because why would you see pink first, huh? But yeah, pink allows you to be real up and close and personal, and just like shoot a bunch, right?
It does.
And
Yes.
yeah, so it's the most convenient speedrun wise for sure.
Yeah, ironically, in the other versions, Sabak got away, like he took away some of these patterns because it was legitimately
right.
hard to see, like color-wise, the purple and blue, and the difference between both.
Honestly, yeah, like I don't struggle with like tones and like different colors and stuff, but like legitimately blue and purple are extremely similar there. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I also would agree with that too. Like, I don't have any
Yeah.
problems with differentiating colors, and it's honestly hard to see the difference between those two. So
Yeah, you just have problem naming them, you know?
I do.
It's okay. So yeah, whatever we're doing here, we're running around, and whatever we collected just now is a feather. So if you notice, there's like a massive inventory section, like top left on the screen. And that's basically where the place where we're going to store all the things, all the power-ups that we're collecting all throughout the game. So the first one that we collected is the high jump. So we're basically able to jump a tile of space higher than normal. And then the second one that we collected is the feather, which is very handy because it's a floating device pretty much. So whenever you're floating up in the air and holding like the up button, you're slowing down your fall. So you're basically capable of clearing bigger gaps and stuff like that. I appreciate the attempt. So
Yes.
that's that's an extremely hard jump because like,
We're gonna try it one more time.
sure. There you
Oh,
go,
let's go.
easy.
Okay.
First try.
So that strat is not in the record currently. There's
Yeah,
a
no,
small
you had to take
time
care of
limit.
like the balls going back and forth and like at the same time jumping over spikes, which is not exactly great, you know. So yeah, this is yet another water section because again, water sections are just that great. So apparently we had to explore every single water section. So I guess something that we haven't pointed out before in the previous water section is that you have a timer in the top center of the screen, and that's literally your oxygen. So you don't really have enough, like infinite oxygen yet, at least, spoilers. So every time that you're entering the water, as of right now, there's going to be that ticking timer. So that's basically how many seconds you have left of oxygen, worth of oxygen. So if water sections weren't bad enough already, see, free. They also added a timer because apparently we cannot breathe underwater in this game, which is awfully inconvenient.
Yeah,
So yeah,
those
we're
two
almost
strats
out.
back to back are also not in the record. So
Mm-hmm.
there actually a lot of the little improvements that I found were almost all in this section. So I don't know if there was like stuff that wasn't found at the time or they just didn't want to go for it. But there's like 5 or 6 different strats and stuff like that in both water sections. Mainly that one though. That it's just they weren't in the previous record when I started learning it. So I put them into how I learned it. So I'm glad that I actually got to get a couple there because they're honestly, like with exception to maybe this one that's coming up that's kind of like a YOLO jump. Whoops. Then yeah, like the record is so good in this game.
So I don't know why you call it Frog Palace, but apparently this is the Frog Palace. I don't know who decided on the name. Did you decide on the name?
It might
I
have
don't know
come
if I
from
agree.
Sidetracked a long time ago.
Okay.
He calls it Frog Palace. Maybe I took it from his splits or something like that. I just
Ah,
assumed
maybe,
there
yeah.
was like a king frog, but I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's frogs. I don't know if it's a palace, but like there's frogs running around for sure. So we can at least attest that.
Yeah, that's true. So there's a missing frog king, potentially a frog palace though.
Or a frog prince.
Maybe.
Maybe it's
Or
not your
Frog
king.
Princess.
Or princess.
Alright, hardest jump for real.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
dude.
man,
I feel
it's
so good.
free.
That is such a scary jump. Like, you lose and die there, it's again, like, easily like a 2-minute loss.
No, yeah,
It's-
that's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know how many frames that is to do, but it is not a friendly strat. That's also, again, not in the record. I don't think, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
So yeah, more Yoku blocks, more frogs, more crushers. And this is the infinite oxygen power-up, which at least makes water sections less stressful, or a little bit less stressful anyway. This is a sea thing. We don't know what it is. It's like a dragon, it's like a fish, it's like I don't know. It's a thing that lives underwater apparently. And it's a relatively easy boss in the sense that there's a lot going on right now, but it's like fixed patterns. So the guy is always going to do the same thing pretty much. And all you had to do is try and repeat always the same movement, and chances are everything is going to go a-okay, because...
Oh boy.
Yeah, literally as I say, a-okay,
Yeah.
you fuck shit up. Like, it's insane, brother.
Yes.
But yeah, this is, again, we have a take two on the fixed pattern boss, because apparently that's how it works. So yeah.
Yeah, the easiest.
Shoot as many
like,
things as possible. Literally, yeah, like just follow the pattern, follow the bubbles, and no, apparently we have to die to the fiery eyes of this thing. But yeah. So, I guess all there is to say is that you can use your feather, your new Lepire feather, for maximizing damage as you're up and close against the face of this thing. It's like a serpent. It's not even a dragon, it's like a serpent.
I think it's
Oh no,
actual
danger
names,
noodle.
just-
Like, oh no.
Yeah, danger noodle.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I think it is literally just called
Snack.
serpent.
There you go.
I think
Okay,
its
serpent.
actual canon name might just be serpent, but I'm not 100%
Serpent.
sure about that.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Snackotun. But yeah, so we're done with the Frog Palace apparently, and unfortunately, because I also think this is the best music of the entire game, and whoever thinks it's not, it's just wrong. I'm sorry. Like, it's just how it is, you know? So yeah, we're running out of the palace, and there's a snail apparently. Okay. More
Cool.
crushers.
I
Oh,
tried
shit.
to do a different strat.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. It's actually weird
It's
that
okay.
came out. Because I don't even go for that like random attempts when I'm doing stuff, so I'm not sure why that happened.
Respect the frog.
Yes.
We're
That
gonna kill the frog.
low key is like probably the scariest enemy in the entire game. If you don't want to wait there, it's a 2-frame window, but it's not necessarily the window frame that's hard. It's more so the hitbox. It's a very awkward hitbox to maneuver around. So
Link Iris says giant nope rope. Snack.
yeah, I'll take it.
Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, now we warped back to basically the first area of the game. Because backtracking is awesome, and we need to do more of it, honestly. So let's do all the backtracking that we can. There's a plan, bike plan. So yeah, more water section. I guess we can breathe underwater now, so that's fine. What's next? Checkpoint.
We have that.
More
section.
water section. So yeah. Yeah. Fantastic maze. So yeah, apparently Sivak said, you know what? I programmed this game. I don't know how I managed to create this like fantastic thing, and then I decided to put a maze in it. And it's like I regret every single like pixel of this thing, which is honestly, I mean, it's okay. Like I don't understand why people hate on this thing so much. I really don't, because like like I feel like at least from a viewer standpoint, the speedrun is so frantic. Like you're just like running back and forth from place to place and killing a bunch of stuff and trying to stay alive and stuff like that. I feel like this is a nice breather, you know? Like you're
It
just like
is.
chilling.
It is like it's one of the few places that you can kind of like look over and really read chat safely in this game, because like
Yes.
chat's actually a problem. But the only downside is this game is so good, I think, with pace and just like keeping up the action and stuff like this, and this just grinds it to a halt. And as Kat was literally saying, there's actually a really cool developer commentary that Sabat Games did where he went through on YouTube and he just like beat his own game and he commented on like everything that you can think about it. And for real, he literally said if he could take out one of two sections, it would be this one. And also there's like a really weird jump that we already passed that was in the first water section that casually can kill the player and it's pretty cheap. But in his developer commentary, he literally said that these are the two sections that he didn't want, but it's like impossible to recode, I guess, like a large portion of this game. But funny enough, in the Switch port, and the Famicom version, I'm pretty sure that this maze section is gone. So I believe that's a thing.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, we were also guessing earlier that probably it's like sequence breaking, anti-sequence breaking device kind of thing, because like you're basically forced to collect the oxygen.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Yeah.
It was just to avoid people getting maybe like a key earlier that they shouldn't have had there, and then doing bosses and stuff out of order.
So who knows? So yeah, after the regrettable maze, I guess we've done the snake, so yeah, we're going to moving on to the next boss, which is more water stuff. So yeah, we're going to face seahorses, apparently. But it's quite tough, actually. It's like it's another water section, but these are fish, yes. We have established that these are fish. So yeah, we couldn't tell whatever the heck those were. Apparently we paused and they look like fish. So we can now go to sleep happier and just like more relaxed, knowing that those red things are fish. Whatever is going on here is not great, because again, there's a lot of these things that just like to run at you at like full speed, and reacting to those is not exactly easy at all. So you really want to like shoot in very specific spots and jump at very specific heights and doing all the precise things that you're capable of, basically. This is the clam. We killed the clam. And then we forget about her forever, and even though we shouldn't, but... So yeah. We have all sorts of sea creatures. See, it's like so like variegated from like an environment standpoint. Very, very, very good, very good. So yeah. I think it's like yeah, I guess we're almost out.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. Like, low-key, I would say, at least to me, I don't know what other people think of this, like, in terms of, like, other runners and stuff like that. Both underwater sections, I think, are the hardest in the game for me. There's just, like, it's not even about, like, the water physics, because the physics in this game just make your guy a little bit more floaty. But there's just a bunch of really kind of, like, I would say, very tight frame windows. And it's, yeah, like both water sections are actually quite scary.
No, for sure. I mean, enemies don't really make it easier, honestly, because again, like this clam with this like weird like range of 3 projectiles and stuff, and everything else is not exactly great. So yeah, seahorses time. We want to kill, apparently, right side first, because I guess that makes left side easier.
Yes,
but these guys are weird. Yes. Because they basically shoot in a cycle, clockwise or anti-clockwise, but you cannot really tell where the cycle is going to start, so you kind of have to react accordingly. And then, like, the speed just picks up at some point, and you're like, okay, I guess, I don't know what to do, but I'll try to stay alive. So yeah, very short appearance of seahorses, and this is our 4th and last power-up, which is the double jump. Which is always good in video games. Double jumping is always good. So yeah, you can see how you will see probably this more clearly in the upcoming sections, but the combination of all the power-ups that you have collected so far makes... Yes, I could taste and feel the horror that you felt in the very brief second. So yeah,
that was a little bit close.
We witnessed that, yes. But yeah, so you had this combination of like high jump, double jump, floating descent kind of thing. So you can kind of like combine everything. You have to combine everything actually, because like the game is mean like that. Like there's like certain rooms which is not even like a speed strat kind of thing, but like even from a casual standpoint, the game literally has rooms that are designed specifically. Yes, but that's the clam. We forgot again about the clam. I'm extremely saddened about that stuff. But yeah, rooms are literally designed for you to, like, having to combine all these powers that you have collected. I guess minus the whatever oxygen power up is, but it's hard, man. Like it's a lot of things and a lot of combinations, a lot of like inputs apparently, and
Yeah, like one of the hardest things that I would say about learning this game is the fact that there's like over 500 screens, and we can waste like a second here, but the screen transitions are like this, they're instant. So you don't have a lot of time to think, and a lot of the rooms are in cycles and stuff like that. So you have to immediately do whatever is necessary for you to beat that room. But in almost all rooms, there's not really like a backup strat. So if you fail originally, then you just die. And a lot of it is just like making sure that you have like belief and confidence in yourself. But yeah, there's not really a good way. Like here, for example, like you have to float down beneath kind of like the spike area. Ooh, that was close. I was almost left center. But that's easily, I think, the hardest part of learning this game for me was just the sheer amounts of memorization. Because there's no way that you can like go through every single room slowly. Okay, thank you. Weird death. I'm afraid to
no,
turn
for
around.
sure.
Okay, we're good.
For sure, it's like massive, like again, like big brain kind of thing. 'Cause, like you had to memorize a lot of the rooms, but also reaction time is also a thing.
Yes, and the other thing that's really like very, I think, hard in learning the speedrun is a lot of speedruns on the NES. Like you hold right or whatever, and then you keep holding right, or you hold left and you keep holding left. You don't really break your momentum. This game is the exact opposite, and there's a really good example coming up where if I drop down here, I hold left, and then I have to go back and forth like that. I hold left here, and then I also hold left here, and I go back and forth, but here I have to stop, and I did that too quickly. So I have to stop and drop down there, and then same here, I have to stop. So you don't have consistent, like, okay, just hold left, or just hold right. So out of the 500 plus rooms or whatever that you need to learn in the speedrun, you also need to learn when you're stopping for like literally half a second or whatever in like one room, compared to another room where you're just holding right in instant screen transitions, which I feel is honestly a horrible combination, because out of everything that I've ever learned, this literally took the longest and it was the hardest. And there's a lot more I feel that go into like other speedruns, but I think the combination of like the quick transitions like that and what you just need to do per room to not die is just like a really treacherous combo.
No, for sure, it's nothing easy. So, next boss, I think it's like, yeah, it is the last boss of the, like, the Guardians. So, we want to see this person on the ground, because that's the best pattern, basically, or like, I guess the best option that we have. And we can see like a few different patterns, I guess, here. Like, whenever she's like up high, it's not really convenient because we cannot really land a lot of shots. But again, whenever she's on the ground, that's much easier. So yeah, 2 patterns for the ground, 2 patterns for the floating up in the air. But again, as long as she's down, then that's fine. So yeah, he was the 6th Guardian. Oh my goodness.
Probably don't need this checkpoint. Also, what's up?
Probably
Jimmy?
not, but you know, you never know.
Yeah, this is like one of those weird checkpoints where you also get sent back a really far along. Like, sorry, you get sent back really far if you die.
Yep.
The only thing that's a little bit tricky is like coming back up from this section. I would say is this jump coming up here, if you bump against the wall the wrong way or don't fall, you die. See, this is why we got the checkpoint.
Yes.
But yeah, that jump is a little bit scary. I feel like once I start doing this on unfair, that's probably one spot that I might legitimately lose runs. So.
I mean, fair enough, honestly.
Yeah, it's... You have to make sure that you don't basically bump and immediately jump here, right? This is why we don't talk and play this game. But I'll take this. This is like, what, the 6th death or something? I'm actually...
I haven't counted, like, I have no idea, man.
It's pretty good. Like, this is actually very low.
Yeah, I mean, it cannot be allowed, honestly, like, I don't think it was anyway. But not, that room is silly, like, it's hard going down, it's hard coming up, it's just bad. Okay, man, like, it's a platform, it's fine. Ice physics with there's no ice, basically.
Thank you, we're free.
So yeah, we're free.
Nope, we're not free.
Ooh, bonk.
Yes, now we're free. So there's really no threat coming back here. You just have to take the portal and then drop
Yes.
down a couple more spots. And then you're kind of shoehorned into the final area.
Yeah. So we basically have killed all the 6 guardians that were very efficiently guarding this fortress, apparently. So after you beat all the 6 guardians, you can kind of unlock all those, like, gates, pretty much. And this is, as you already said, like, the final area. Like, the actual final area. So... Like, I feel... Like, I honestly have very little memory of, like, whatever used to be, like, going through this casually back in the day. But I feel like I've seen this thing, these rooms, like, a little bit too much. So, because, like, I remember it was, like... Ah, that's great. It was basically, like, one of the spots where... I remember, like, we just, like, stopped for that day when we tried to go through it, like, the very first time.
Yeah,
So...
like, this whole game is hard, but definitely I think in this last area, the game just kicks it up a notch and it becomes, like, almost cruel.
Yeah, no, the last stretch is honestly cruel for sure.
Like,
There's,
it's like...
there's so much going on.
Yeah, and it's like basically every screen is death by learning in
Mhm.
this kind of like final area, where I feel you can at least make it through like quite a few screens in every other area without having to die repeatedly to figure it out. Like maybe even if it's just like 3 or 4 at a time. But this one in particular, it's like basically every screen you're dying and learning and dying and learning. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh
Oh, almost.
yes.
Was it like is that like the last pinky room or?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah.
This room is so scary. It is deceptively easy to die in this room.
See, this further section is actually I think what broke me, because like it's silly.
Yeah. No, casually, like I have a problem with this climb coming up too, because I think it's like a 4-frame window, so it's not that bad.
Right.
But taking a death on the climb on the left side is extremely common, I would say, at least for me. But casually, it's probably even worse before you have any idea of like frame rules or anything like that. So we.
So yeah.
You can. Sorry, you explain it.
No, just I guess we just lost the entirety of our inventory, which is always great in video games, because now we're onto a massive fetch quest to get everything back. And the first thing that we're going to do is go back into a water section. So this time we had to do the entirety of this water section without the infinite oxygen power up, because TD was taken from us. And it's hard because we like the casual way, I guess, would be to go back.
1 sec.
Yes.
Hardest strat in the game for real is those Yoku blocks. I think you have just a few frame windows to skip them, and you have to do it coming back. But it's one of those things where, again, audio is required, at least for me.
Yeah,
But-
it's like a back and forth thing, but
Yeah, if you don't skip this oxygen, sorry, if you don't skip these Yoku block things, you have to get the infinite oxygen. You can't wait on those. Oh my goodness, we can go, man. This is like the scariest part of the run for me. I'm happy. We're gonna speak prematurely. I'm happy that was first try.
yeah, I was just about to say, like, we haven't saved yet, you know, so
Yeah.
shit can still happen.
Okay.
That would be
I
unfortunate,
think-
but we're
think
mostly
we're-
out, so yeah.
Oh,
There you go,
we
10
can
seconds on the
celebrate.
clock.
First try Yoku blocks. Woo! Okay.
But yeah, no, that section is like impossible basically, so like unless you skip those blocks and stuff, but like otherwise you really need the oxygen. Like it's just certain death otherwise. So yeah, we skip the oxygen. We're not going to collect the oxygen ever again, basically. So we collected once and then bye forever. So first thing that we collected is the higher jump. Second thing that we collected is the double jump. And then the last item that we're going to recollect is the feather. So at the end we're going to have 3 out of 4 power-ups, which is enough, I guess, because it's not like we have more water sections coming up, luckily.
Yeah, the Yoku block skip allows you to completely get the oxygen, which I think is like another 2 minutes here.
Yep.
Because there is a spot where you can go to get that, but you don't have to do it if you skip those blocks. I really do believe like that might be one of the hardest, just like normal strats in the entire game.
Mm-hmm. That's literally the opposite of free, basically. So yeah, we have collected our feather, and we're making our way back to... Ooh, okay, man.
Yeah, I don't
The
know how to
main
do that.
entrance. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like those sorcerer-looking like things. It's like it's my nemesis. I cannot, like, they're so fast and like they shoot things so fast. It's insane. So yeah, this is basically the last area. We're going to beat the second to last boss. Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
So yeah. I like this guy. He's got a nice face. But yeah, he can give you like a variety of patterns. This is basically the best pattern that you're seeing because it allows you to land the highest number of shots. And sometimes it can just like freeze you in place. And at that point you really need to be in between those rays basically that he shoots. So that you're not going to get caught in the middle pretty much. And sometimes he likes to jump on your head, which is not exactly great. Yeah, he's almost done.
Well, we got greedy.
He's
tried to
awfully good
kill
at
him.
teleport. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh man, like the rays are coming.
I would be shocked if this wasn't PB pace. Like this has gone really, really, really well.
I honestly am not looking at the stream specifically. I just had tried to open, but like I don't know timer wise where we're at.
Yeah, my timer. Sorry, I don't have a.
Yeah, we
timer
don't
on
have a
my side.
timer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
PV in this is like 44 or something. So if
Yeah,
it's
44:20 something. But yeah, this is the last boss, and there's going to be a lot of like flashing lights and stuff. So like again, I guess photosensitivity warning or all of that stuff. But like the end it's quite flashy. So it can give you like a variety of patterns, because like you had these like purple falling orbs, you had these like crisscrossing things, and then you had this like massive ray of light from the skies, and missiles, which is okay because like you can just like stand there and just shoot.
You probably
The
want the
hitboxes-
missiles or the green balls.
Yes. Yes, because like as long like whatever allows you to basically stay on this platform as long as possible. I guess that's what allows you to land the highest number of shots. And so yeah, the hitbox of this boss is ridiculous because you literally can only target the little like again glass-looking green thing. So it's not a lot. So everything needs to be extremely precise, and you cannot just like stand on the platform and shoot. So like you're forced to jump basically, which makes things extremely inconvenient. So yeah, you should be almost dead. Thank you, Rimballs. There you go.
That was good.
Easy
It's not
every time.
yet.
Yeah, that was pretty good, honestly. I think it was like, no, it's not time yet. Like, time is basically lost of control.
Yeah, we gotta run a little
But-
bit out. I'll say when time is, but
Mm-hmm.
no, that went really good. I think I died like 6 times, so that's...
Yeah, it's definitely less than 10. Like, at least there's that for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm proud that that's showing. Like, the fact that we raced this, I basically died 2,000 times to 6. Like, I will take that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, time is coming up basically when we climb this hill here, and we transition out of the next year. I didn't know you could shoot there. That was weird.
Apparently.
Okay, so we have time. I don't have the stream open. What did I get? I'm very curious. Thank you guys for the GGs. Yeah, we didn't get the key
But
for
ending.
it.
The guy got
4609,
away.
that's crazy. That just shows again how
pretty
much
good, man.
deaths can like wind up eating everything though.
No, for sure. It's like a massive time waste.
Yeah, whatever I died on, it must have been pretty decent because that was really good. Like, I'm very happy with that marathon showing. 6 deaths is insane in this game. Yeah, I will be back with Hard Mode Bucky, which I will explain very quickly what Hard Mode Bucky is when I get back. Oh, 9 or 10, maybe, yeah, I'm not sure. Regardless, like, the fact that this could have been very hard and under 20 deaths is really good. I'm happy with that one. But yeah, I'll be back with Hard Mode Bucky. You guys can swap us off and I guess do the thing that you do. welcome back, chat. So, my girlfriend, she is very much tuckered out, so I'll help myself do commentary. I'm just gonna do commentary by myself on this one, but we can talk a little bit better playing Bucky. I would like to explain something really quickly here. I can see that Apollo, I can raise it, so let me tell me how that is afterwards, and then we'll go from there. Is that better? Better? Okay. So I would like to take like a quick minute because there is a couple people that throw out watching the best of NES. Like, as people have said, this marathon hasn't been around since I think like 2016 or 2017 or something. Way back in 2017, I participated in my first ever event, and it was actually on the Best of NES channel. And back then it was through something called Pass the Torch. And I was a very shaky new speedrunner, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I messed up the first screen in Batman. Way back then, I heard some people this marathon say, oh, like it's crazy that I'm with so many big names and stuff like that. But way back then, I always had speedrunning new ambitions to someday run hard mode on this. And not only someday run hard mode in just any kind of marathon setting, but to specifically beat a legend that was always ahead of me, which was Cypher. And this year, I actually beat Cypher, and I am absolutely thrilled. This is one of my favorite speedruns of all time. So this is like speedrunning bucket list where, exactly, like that's what I mean. Like we're no longer the new person, we're very much a grandpa at this point. But this is one of those things that we can like knock off the speedrunning bucket list. So stick to your guns, new speedrunners. You will be good at some point, right? Cypher is an incredible dude. Like, he was so hard to beat in this game. So I take a lot of pride. That's probably one of the better runs that I've done. So what is hard mode? We'll explain that quickly and then we'll jump into it. Hard mode is this. So normally in this game, you have a health bar and you can take a bunch of hits. So what is hard mode? Hard mode changes everything into one-hit death. And it's actually an anti-piracy feature, as people were kind of mentioning in chat. If you bootlegged this game a long time ago and you stole it on a floppy disk, you would actually be hit with this. So it's accessible through a password if you want to try it yourself. You type in hard ! And I will count down. If you guys are ready, 3, 2, 1, go. So we'll say 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, you can, and that's the thing, like it just immediately becomes one-hit death. I usually die only about like 5 times on average, I would say, running this. This is easily, I think, one of my favorite NES speedruns. It is ridiculously difficult. Hard mode is actually hard, so the title doesn't lie. There probably was not supposed to be, like, you're not supposed to beat this game, I think, when it comes to hard mode. It drastically ups the difficulty because everything that can damage you immediately becomes a one-hit kill. So that's kind of like the basis of hard mode. It was, again, an anti-piracy feature. Funny thing enough is if you had a Dendy back when Bucky came out, which was kind of like the Russian clone system, and you had a copy of Bucky, by default the Dendy would enable hard mode. And I always thought that was hilarious because now I understand why like pretty much every Russian speedrunner like stands as a god. It's probably as kids, like they were forced to beat hard mode. But yeah, so what is there to say about the Green Planet? This is kind of like a Mega Man answer to Konami. So Konami made this, it was from 1992. It is an outstandingly good platformer. Casually, I think it kind of suffers, like, you have to beat it a couple times. If you beat this game a couple of times like that, I think it kind of falls into like the Mega Man X category where it becomes like a lot funner, or more fun I should say. Your first playthrough of this, you're probably gonna die a lot. Like there's instant death everywhere in terms of like pits and just like things that can kill you like spikes. So it always made me wonder also from the developer side of things if there was intentionally rooms that were put into this game that would make hard mode and pirating it difficult. And one of them is actually this laser section right here. Getting through this laser section in hard mode is probably one of the first kind of like challenge rooms because you have to maneuver very precisely to get through here. And there you go, there's a really good demonstration of hard mode. So we took a laser to the face, and that's literally what the next like 25 or 30 minutes or whatever is gonna be. But this actually room is like probably, I would say, top 5 hardest rooms in the game to get through on hard mode. So it's right at the very beginning, and it makes me wonder if that's obviously intentional to deter pirates. If your mash is decent and you get up close to this rock that's falling and you also don't get killed by the rock, you can kill this guy in 2 cycles on the right side, so we're going to hope that we can do that, and we did. So that saves about 7 seconds, I guess, on the cycle. The only thing that you really need to be super careful about is this one menu. So after we save Blinky, we need to go like this. I'll just take it a little bit slow, and we have to go to the blue planet. We technically don't have to, like, you can game over if you mismenu that, but this is the only menu that matters in the entire game. And why we go to the blue planet is our girl Jenny. She is, I don't even know what she is. She's like some kind of fox or something. I'm actually not sure what she's supposed to be, but she has the best move in the game, which is why we're in this planet second. This planet in particular is notorious. There was something called SRL, and it's still around. It's called Speedruns Live. A long time ago, there was a group of people that were trying to race hard mode Bucky. A brave group of people. Legend says that they actually still are racing to this day. This was like way back in 2016 or something. But legitimately, there's an iceberg section that's coming up, and it is probably the hardest screen in the entire game because you have to do it extremely precisely, otherwise it basically becomes pseudo-random. And when people were racing this way back on... okay, there's something else about this thing here. So you can actually lose jump inputs of all screens. Like, there's no jump input eating or anything in this game, but there is on the iceberg. So it just makes an already hard screen harder. And that second death was actually not my fault, because as the iceberg bumps up and down like this, sometimes you just lose control of Bucky, and any jump that you're about to do gets eaten. So it is a notoriously awful section. But I was gonna say, the people that were speedrunning this on Speedruns Live, I think some of them took like 6 hours to beat this screen alone. It was like something like 4.5 hours, 6 hours. Like, it was an incredibly long time. But I would say if you ever play hard mode Bucky and you can beat this one screen, you can beat the rest of the game. So almost first try, I'll take that. This is always kind of like the really scary thing, I think, in a marathon setting, is that screen. It is definitely a hard screen to get through, and it is incredibly easy to death loop and just waste tons of time there. So we're approaching kind of the boss. We'll try, well, actually, you know what, no we won't. You know what, actually we will. There is a task-only strat, we'll try it one time. It's a 1-frame window. We'll see if we can get it. It's at the very end of this screen. If we push select within 1 frame of this toad appearing, he'll disappear. Oh, we got it, let's go. Okay, so now I have to mash 160 times. This is awful, 1 second. Okay. So yeah, you have to mash 160 times here. And if you ask any Bucky speedrunner, that is the favorite part of the Bucky speedrun. So Bucky is actually a really decent game in the sense there isn't really like a lot of bugs or anything like that. There's technically 3 bugs that the speedrun utilizes. One is in this game, or not this game, but like this level. So we have death warping in this, where it actually brings us to the boss of certain levels, but death warps are extremely specific in how you set them up. There's a bit of a scary section coming up here too. It's, I think, 2 3-frame windows in a row. So of course, as I try to explain stuff, this is why Kat helped me with commentary. You see, I can play the game or I can talk, but it's pretty tricky doing both. But legitimately, this is kind of a hard section because that also can happen, and that's not my fault, because this is one of the only rooms that you can clip into the block there. So if you go back and clip, you can clip that clip and you can literally see like Jenny's head gets stuck in the block and then you die. So that's the hard strat, and then this is the second hard strat. So redeemed ourselves. We jumped across the boulder in a very courageous fashion. So coming up, health doesn't matter in hard mode because obviously everybody dies in a hit. But what does matter is your power. So coming down here, there's going to be a coin, and we're going to grab it with Jenny, and this is going to be our first of 2 power-ups for her. And we really want to power her up as soon as possible because she has the best attack in the entire game. You'll see that in the boss section. I've never had that happen before. I had no idea you can clip in that block. That's amazing too. So I guess all the luck that we had was on Battle Kid. I've never seen that in the entire time that I've run Bucky. That's a new death for me. So we have a vertical kind of like ascension coming up, which is really not fun. If you ask a lot of Bucky speedrunners, they hate this section too. It's actually because of an OG named Callum. He absolutely made this section way harder than it should be with how you have to climb. And Callum is just an amazing person. He was one of the people that helped me the most when it came to learning this game. Extremely good OG. And we have a death warp coming up here, so I'll try to explain that. This is, I think, like a 1-frame jump off that boulder. It's actually a very tight window with a very specific setup. So if you die in this game and your dead body gets pushed into a screen transition, right here, like that, by this boulder, for every pixel that you get pushed into, it warps you basically a screen ahead. So this skipped basically like a minute plus auto-scroller, and it's more prevalent in the yellow planet. But there's 2 spots that you can death warp, so red planet and then the yellow planet, which is coming up. This boss only has 20 health for some reason. It's got the lowest amount of health in the entire game. And yellow planet on hard mode is extremely difficult, especially this section right here. I bumped into that crater. That was entirely intentional. You want to bump for frames, literally, on the screen to spawn 2 of these worm things. So after this worm, there's not going to be another worm, and then I can just walk to the end of the screen. If you waste frames in that screen, it spawns a 3rd worm. And coming up here, this guy should not be alive. Okay, we're back on track. That was awkward. It requires very specific character switching, and also this next section requires very specific character shooting. So it's 2 bullets, 1 bullet, 2, and then we go 1, 2, 1, and then 2, and then 2, and then 1. And here, it's going to be another death warp. We just die on that meteor or whatever it is, and we get skipped like 4 minutes ahead this time. This boss kill is probably the most precise in the entire game, maybe the 2nd most precise. It is not easy to control this orb with Jenny. Oh, you jerk. He probably had like 1 health here. But yeah. One new thing that I put into the run that I think was in the hard mode time that I had, which we'll try to go for too, is there's a true 1-frame window in the next screen that is a Blinky exclusive bug. And for whatever reason, Blinky can just like walk under these squares if you jump a very specific way, but the jump itself is a 1-frame window. And it only works in the next screen, and it only works with Blinky, and then never again does it come up in the game. So basically everybody that we just rescued got captured again, so we need to rescue them again. Luckily, the first person that we have to rescue is Jenny, so we get the kind of like orb power back. So the jump coming up is actually right here. Nope, we didn't get it. So you have to walk through those 4 blocks like a sucker, but that's okay. So Jenny coming up, that was weird. Jenny coming up has a huge amount of health too. The alligator had 160, I think Jenny has 140. So she has the 3rd most amount of health in the entire game. And she's also a bit of a mash fest. We can jump through this laser. I think it's a 3-frame window to do that. Okay, decent kill. more optimal Jenny, she dies around this bar, so it was a little bit slow, but I'll still take that. So luckily, as I said, we get her back. As soon as you get her back, you can use that spirit orb or ball, whatever it's called, I'm not exactly sure. But the ridiculous part about that special is it's a little bit hard to aim, but it literally does like 3 damage per frame, or 1 damage per frame or something crazy. So I don't know what we did there. We destroyed all of that wall. You're supposed to destroy 2 blocks and then you move on with your life, but man, we messed up that wall good. So you can start to see again Jenny's prominence, and luckily for the rest of the game we have Jenny. So every single boss fight utilizes her from here on out. And there you go. So Lily is alive, and then Lily is dead. And then Lily comes back and he joins our team. Yeah, man, we messed up that wall good. Yeah, anything in hard mode kills you in 1 hit. There's nothing that you can take 2 hits in hard mode. So 2 tricky jumps here, 1 here, and 1 was at the beginning of this screen. And entering this next section, I think it's a 3 pixel window. You can stand in a very specific... We just walked right into it, man. God gaming, look at that. We didn't have to adjust or anything, but if Bucky's foot is like 1 kind of like half pixel over there, you can just stand here for like 70% of this auto-scroller. And it's actually pretty crazy because if you go back and you check like old GDQ runs and stuff, like people were frantically shooting this section, and just like it was insane how different this section was. I don't know who discovered this pixel. I assume at some point it was Callum, but I don't know. But whoever discovered it literally made this auto scroller. I wouldn't say like 100% free, but like 80% free. Because there is a little bit of maneuvering towards the top in hard mode that you have to specifically do because certain enemies will spawn on screen in a certain way. But once you get past specifically this section here, you can start hugging the wall and stuff like that to like force certain enemy spawns to be in front of you, or on top of you rather. So Callum's record is absolutely insane. He just uses Bucky the entire way through. I never learned that. I think it's terrifying walking under the spikes and stuff like that with Bucky. Because the good thing about Bucky is he can shoot up, but the good thing about Blinky is he has a smaller hitbox. So I always learned to like walk through this section just to make sure that I was Blinky, so I didn't get screwed by any weird spikes or anything like that. But Callum was a boss back then. He didn't care. He just used Bucky the entire way and just like walked under all these spikes. I actually want to spotlight Callum because I really feel he is an insane runner and he's just so good. The entire time that I ran hard mode, usually when I try to like run something on SRC, I can get pretty close to like first place or at least top 3. The entire time that I ran hard mode, after I finished my initial grind, where I think I was like 30 seconds or whatever faster than the previous spot in second place, I was still 30 seconds away from Callum. I have golds that are nowhere near Callum's world record, and I have no sum of best that is obviously, again, near Callum's individual segments. Like, Callum completely destroyed this game, and in my opinion, it's one of the strongest NES records that doesn't get enough appreciation. Like, it is so, so good. It's one of the only times in NES speedrunning that I couldn't get close to a runner. The other is Andy Swee. Andy is also a legend in his own right. There was quite a few times I shared a board with Andy and not even close. So we were entering salvage. The only thing that we really needed to do there was pick up 2 power-ups right at the very beginning of the stage for the kid. The kid has an extremely minuscule role in one of the boss fights coming up, and that was a sweet jump. These jumps are actually very, very precise. I think you have like 2 pixels every single jump or something like that, so... but there's a decent setup for the very first jump anyway. I should have been the duck there, so we're gonna awkwardly, I guess, just jump through here. So there's a very specific, the green bug on the far right side there, you have to spawn him kind of off screen, and then you can walk through the rest here. There is a very precise strat coming up here in the next 2 rooms. So we didn't get that, but we recovered nicely anyway. And there's a one cycle in this room that's a little bit dicey to go for with the kid. Nice. Okay, back to back in my opinion, those are the 2 hardest rooms in the entire game. At least for like individual strats, I feel anyway. The kind of like brain slug not stopping at all room, and then the other room is pretty tight. So I have no idea what these monster things are. I don't even know what we're swimming in. There's a true 1-frame window at the end of this like blood stuff also where you can jump out of it. We had to use the block like a sucker, but we got stuck in one of those monsters anyway, so we didn't even get a chance to do the 1-frame window. Deadeye, yeah. That is true. Deadeye the duck. Actually, speaking of, Deadeye is kind of a hero here. There used to be a really awful 2-frame window here, and Omquat figured out a very nice jump like that completely eliminated very late run. Arguably the worst jump in the entire game for runners. So Deadeye is actually a really cool character, but unfortunately he's not used a lot in the speedrun. And it would have been a little cooler, I think, if the developers maybe gave him a little bit more time to shine, but he doesn't really have a great weapon. His weapon does very low damage compared to other characters that can charge their weapons. And even though he has a cool kind of like wall climbing mechanic, there isn't a lot of sections that you can do any kind of like wall climbing that's beneficial, other than basically Magma Tanker. So coming up here, there is going to be, I think, a 2-pixel jump. We'll try it once. It's awful on pace. Okay, we didn't get it. See, Omquat in the chat, there you go. So you can jump over this thing, otherwise the alternative strat is to wait like this. And it's much slower, obviously. But I believe the first window is a 2-pixel window, so... These screens coming up after the next screen also really make me wonder if they were specifically made around anti-piracy. But this is one of the longest screens in the game that isn't the end. So dying here is always basically like a run killer on pace. But specifically the next screen coming up, I have no idea if it's supposed to be kind of an anti-piracy thing. There's like these rotating blocks, and you have to jump in very specific ways, but specifically 2 out of 4 have basically patterns with these toads that always shoot. That if you don't kill them immediately, so like not this one, but the next room. I think you have like 3 2-frame windows or something in hard mode to shoot these lasers like that to kill the toads. So you have to fire basically like 3 2-frame windows, I think almost immediately like that, and I was on the wrong character. To get past that section, otherwise you'll 100% always die in hard mode. So I assume, anyway, like that was maybe intentional by the developers to make that section incredibly hard for people that would have pirated the game back then. You ask all the Bucky speedrunners, these random enemies that drop from the sky and fall on your head are also one of the favorite things in the run. A lot of people like them. They have ruined many, many, many paces for so many people. The whole point of powering up Lily's power thing there was to literally shoot that one turret. And then hopefully we get good RNG here. This boss doesn't have RNG, but it is on a stage timer, and that's exactly what happens. Okay. That's exactly what happens when the stage timer is weird, is you get patterns like this, where it shoots low instead of high. Oh my goodness, dude. I tried really hard to save that. I really did. Yeah, basically if you get here within a certain stage timer, the boss will always shoot high. And you only need one high shot. So like this, and then you just lay the ball into the machine and then it dies. So we are entering the final level. It is such a weird level in hard mode. In easy, like not in easy, but like in normal mode, it's actually one of the easier levels in the entire game for sections. Because you can count how many hearts, like if chat wants to count. Literally there's so many hearts in this stage, it's unbelievable. I've never actually counted how many hearts there were. But you get like constant refills of health, which don't matter in hard mode, which obviously makes it a little bit more difficult. So we have one so far. But the developers really wanted you to have health in this section. So they were actually very forgiving. You have to maneuver extremely specifically because these bullets, as soon as they shoot, track you, which normally in normal is free, but in hard mode is extremely difficult to maneuver around because like everything, I think we're at 4 hearts right now. I'm trying to keep track of all the hearts that they actually do give you in this last section. But coming up is arguably one of 2 things that makes hard mode extremely terrifying to run on pace. I'm not a person that gets like a lot of nerves when it comes to speedrunning, or at least I haven't for a long time. A long time ago when I was new, the only thing that really gave me nerves when I was trying to get like a sub 10 time in Batman. Since then, like there's been nothing. But when I was running hard mode Bucky, getting to this boss on pace like made my heart jump. There's a 7-frame window to do double damage on both the top and the bottom bar here. I didn't get it actually, which is kind of interesting. So what makes this boss really terrifying is he is pseudo-random. After this part destroys, he starts going crazy. Once the top part destroys, he has a 50-50 chance of going either to the top or the bottom. And you can see, if you count the shots on screen, he can have 3 shots on screen at any given time. This is true. As soon as a bullet goes off screen, he'll fire another one, and it becomes a game of reaction to make sure that you stay close to the head to shoot it, especially when it's going to the right, and then making sure that you dodge these 3 shots otherwise. Because dying on this guy, you literally lose so much time. You lose like over a minute. He is probably one of the worst dudes on pace. And you think, okay, well the worst part is over, and it's not. So this boss that's coming up has a 2-pixel window to do a quick kill that's extremely specific. On normal mode, all you have to do is like basically put Willie's head in the engine and just fire. There's like almost no setup required. You have to maneuver through multiple phases of lasers and stuff like that on hard mode, which makes this way more difficult. And then you also have to hit a 2-pixel window on top of that. So it's pretty rough. But we want to destroy 2 of these turrets in the off chance that we miss the quick kill, because if both of these turrets aren't alive, it makes survival a lot easier. So this is the part that's really dicey. We actually did move into the right position. You have to very strategically move between all of those bullets and lasers in a 2-pixel window and line up a 2-pixel window, sorry. And when you're doing that, it basically does double damage on the boss. So Willie does double damage and it quick kills the entire ship that way. So coming up, this is the final boss. After he's dead, time will be on control, like loss of control. So we really want to again stay in his hitbox of Willie. Willie does more damage than all the other characters. And also there's again a bug that is double damage on this specific character, and hopefully next cycle he will die. Dude, it's in my head. It has been in my head. I have messed up that. That's like, I never messed up that quick kill, and I started messing it up in practice. So we'll try one more time the intended way, and if I keep missing shots or something like that. Alright, that should be good. I think we hit him enough times that time. But I started failing this when I was practicing for this marathon too, so normally he dies here. There we go. So time will be... time. And that is hard mode Bucky. So really not a marathon safe run. I always like trying to do this one in marathons. I think any kind of 27-minute time is fantastic in a marathon setting. That allows for some deaths, but I don't really have a whole lot to say. Thank you guys for watching, and definitely support Best of NES. They're a really good group of people, good staff, good people, and yeah, I guess feel free to obviously do the thing where if you like it, follow. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon. It looks like Zelda is coming up, so Green Mario is a good dude. Good luck to Green Mario, and you guys can take me off whenever.
is what we're gonna do. We are kicking off basically the finale of the entire event. So, shouts out to all the staff that have been keeping this run together for pretty much, 4 days now? This has been an incredible marathon. So, round of applause. I am joined here by Lack Attack. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. I was just gonna start us off. I was going to try to manip here.
Oh, baby.
So I guess I will count you down for the timer if you're gonna run the timer here.
Yeah, I got the timer. You just go ahead, and I know when to start it.
Okay.
Played it a few times.
All right, and we're gonna go ahead and just get right into this. Hope you all are ready. Now let's do this. All right, here we go. Now try to manip here, just to eke out a couple seconds here. Basically, we're starting the game on an audio cue. We got audio? Okay, fantastic. Want to make sure that's all
I
working.
think we're all set up. It's hard when you have to do commentary and set the whole stream up.
Let's see if I can get this. Oh, looks like I got it. Okay, we'll see
let's do
if... all right, you take over, because I got to really focus here.
Sure. Yeah, so he's trying to enter in on a 4-frame window. There's a couple frame windows at work, and this is looking good. This is steak sauce.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're going to get a favorable pattern in here, and he'll get a forced bomb.
We messed it
I
up.
think it's over.
Yeah.
Or a manipulated bomb, but that's all right. These guys drop a bomb anyway, so we're good. So now we kind of have to play the game how we used to play it in like 2017, which is just complete randomness and definitely something that like scared people away from this. It's like I can't get out of level 3.
We're gonna do it in a marathon. Don't worry about it.
It'll
problem.
happen eventually, but we have a count build up, so hopefully we get at least a bomb. We did get one random bomb, which is good, and now we should get a force here.
Yep. Global 0. Let's go.
Yeah, so Green Mario has been around for how long have you been speedrunning this game now?
About 5-ish years, 5, 6 maybe.
Yeah, so and you've had the record. I think your first record was a 2808.
Yeah.
2809. Was it 8?
I think it was 2808, and I think I only had that for a couple days.
Yes, some jerk came around and stole it back. That was me.
Yeah.
But it looks like Green Mario has gotten the last laugh. He has set multiple world records in this category. He was the second person to get a 27.
Yep.
And then broke the next like big barrier. Let's kill manhandling here. Come on.
Oof.
Okay. All right. That's fine. One bomb and dead manhandle is like that's all you want.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he has broken the record. I think he said he beat it like 4 more times, 3 or 4 more times.
I think it's
he had
just
a bunch of 50s,
3.
and then ended up with a 27:47, which is where the record currently stands. Which is just insane to think about. Like the last time this game was in the Best of NES Marathon, the record was probably 28:37 or something. So just that it's come down another minute with like almost, I mean, with new route, red candle route, but like very, very few route improvements is just nuts. So yeah, so now we're in level 4. We're going to get the ladder. Got 4 hearts. It's a standard operating procedure. A little low on bombs, so he's probably going to focus on bombs. Just to try to get that number back up, or could opt to not get bombs and just do sword play the whole time. So we'll see what happens here.
I think I can force here, and if we don't, we'll just... There we go.
Oh, all right, yeah. How many Zelda runners does it take to count to 10? Sometimes 1, sometimes it takes a village. So yeah, he's doing the you force that bomb in that fire room there, and then you can get your count back up to 8 just by oh, get the bomb just by sorting down the Vire. You can kill those keys, and then you can force that bomb again. So it's just this kind of like rolling of forces and controlling your global drop pattern, which is something that's new since the last time this was in this marathon. And it really speeds it up because you can be riskier because you know you have potential drops coming up. I mean, it's just gotten, like, Green Mario's just gotten better at the game, so like you can just force in more places. You can be riskier on money, and eventually you just have to keep chopping away time. Like, what's slow? Like, let's just go faster and faster. And we're gonna see that later, hopefully in level 8. Hopefully we see some bomb action, because that's like in RTA, that's like what has really kind of elevated the run. Hopefully I had a chance at a random bomb there on that last fire, but didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Looking pretty good here though with resources. Would like some more money, but could always opt to get the Armos 30 and have no money problems. But well, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yep. But yeah, in the record and stuff, and high level attempts, we're gonna be doing just all sorts of like weird forces. Where previously in the breakfast room, we're gonna be trying to get a clock, and it's basically gotten to the point where almost every enemy's global is sort of predetermined, and you know, you're trying to manipulate every drop that you kind of get, whether it be a fiver or a bomb drop or a clock or a fairy. So it's a lot of counting involved, I will say. Kind of is what it's turned into.
This is one of like, I mean, I think this is the ultimate NES speedrun, just from, you know, the randomness you get in the game. Like, everything is different every time through, as far as patterns and drops. Like, you're not gonna have the same run twice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you might have similar times, but your experience is going to be different every single time. And that's what I think makes people come back to this speedrun and really attracts like the high level play that we're seeing here, and you know, in other top streams. So yeah, love this run. Glad I remember talking to Green Mario in person at GDQ 2020 last in Florida, when it was in Florida. And he was like, I don't know, maybe I'll go for the record. And I was like, dude, you definitely have the skill. You should try to do it. And he did. And so I like to think, I think he should be thanking me for, you know, pushing him to reach new heights. But nah.
I remember I was pretty starstruck because at the time I didn't really know too many people in the speedrunning community, and like, you know, I had been following you ever since I started learning this game, and I think I was only like 7th or 8th place on the leaderboard or whatever, and I was like, oh man, Lack is just, he's so good, you know, how am I ever gonna catch up? And you know, like all that kind of stuff.
It just takes time.
Yeah, just a lot of attempts, a lot of grinding, but honestly, I mean, to be honest, I have tried to speedrun maybe about a dozen games now, and nothing has really gripped me quite like this game. I think just the kind of what you were explaining earlier with like the different experiences and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you're a Mega Man 3 runner too, I'd say, is like one of your other big games, and that is a lot of the same experience.
Yeah, a lot less RNG in... I mean, it's like you'll get certain little bits of RNG where it's like a boss fight pattern or like something like that, something small. Yeah. But this game is just, you know, like you can control perhaps where the enemies, you know, where they load into the screen, but like you can't control what they do unless you're staying on the same frame, you know, exactly or whatever, like we do in level 3. But
So this is actually a pretty good time with like no manipulation to get to enter level 2. We've got like an 840, probably shoot for an 8 1x in a really good run. I would think, but you know, your splits are probably better than mine. Better than mine now. I do have bombs, so you don't have to get any bombs in here. We are looking for 19 more rupees. So any 5 rupees here. There's one at the end and didn't get it, of course.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get a 5 here, I think.
Yeah, and I think you actually, you know what? I think your count's gonna be 0 at the end of the next room. So you do have a chance for 2 here. So hopefully we can get it. There's one.
I like how do you know the global, man?
Wait, well, the reason I knew the global is because you got 3 single rupees in that first rope room or the second rope room.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, the last one could be a 5er. But see, not worrying about money at all. So we got 40 and 8 leaving here, and that's the gold standard. Like that's what you want. And yeah, sub 10 level 2 Triforce grab. You know, that was good once upon a time, and in a marathon, it is still really good. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's so funny, like the thresholds. I think that's the thing in Zelda 1. It's like I used to have thresholds. And it's like, oh, if I got to this point by this time, it was a good run. And it's funny how that shifted over the years. And now it's like 30 seconds faster than it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be like, wow, sub 10 level 2. And now it's like, oh, I got a 930. That's okay.
yeah, for sure. Like 92X is like, okay, I can continue this run.
Yeah. 92X is great, but like, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
hard to get that every time.
That's what it is now, though. Like to get a 27, you've got to squeeze out that time at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we've enjoyed the cutscene, the opening cutscene of the game, now we're going to get to the actual speedrun. We're trying to build up a count going into level 5 here, and I think this is my least favorite screen in the game. Is that Tektite screen?
Oh yeah.
It's because you have to do a lot of walking. These things can jump all over. You're trying to build up a count and keep beams, and he's got a count here, so he's going to look for a good pattern on this Gibdo room here. Hopefully 1 goes left. Got 2 to go left. See, and then the bomb can like pull him through. Like it's just, Fort Gibdo is not to be taken lightly. And so this is the red candle route. If you're like, man, I haven't watched Zelda in 4 years, this is a new route. Red candle is, we don't buy the blue candle. Play level 5 a little differently, and the patterns in here are just slightly different, but it does give you more consistent starts. So let's see this Dark Note room by Green Mario.
Immediately bonk.
Yeah, immediate hit. So we're going to be seeing a lot of sorting here, but did clear 4 of them. And he's still got 1 bomb, so he's still in good shape. And that was actually a really good room considering not getting the force.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, gotta take that 1216 recorder. Not too bad, not too bad.
Not too bad. Only about 20 seconds, 25 seconds behind PB or so. No, probably 30. Just keeping track, right?
Yeah, so now I just walk out, but we did skip that bomb pack on the way in, so now I'll have 5. If he's building a count here, I'm not sure he is, but he might be. He could force on the 2 Gibdo, which is the strat, so that you have 8 and you don't have to worry about the dongo.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure what my count is, so I'm just gonna force on the Dodongo here.
Yeah. And even if you don't have 8, it's manageable. You know,
I could have.
10, but
yeah, oh well.
Have no idea. Okay, good. That guy can be a real jerk, and he can just turn down like immediately, and then you have to spend more bombs, and now you've wasted a lot of time, and you're short on bombs too. So it's just fun.
I think it was one of my PBs, one of my 5X PBs. It was like I got trolled in level 2 by the Dodongo, and then I got another troll Dongo in level 5 right there. I was like, oh my god! But still managed to have a good run. So there, I mean, it's just There are so many little things that you can really improve upon. Whether it's, I mean, it's sure there are like bits of randomness that can go your way, but it's also just playing very, very well to not need that type of, you know, good RNG or whatever. Because like you can put yourself in situations where you don't need to force there, you know.
Yeah.
If you played perfectly earlier, or you know, something like that. So.
Yeah, good finish to 5 there. Only had 1 heart down there, so that's good. Are you gonna go for the recorder here?
Oh, every time.
Every time.
Absolutely.
I agree. You
Absolutely.
have to now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool trick here. Oh. I'm gonna just wait a sec here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, of course. Of course. Can we?
Dang.
Dang.
Let's just go back then.
Oh well.
Darn. That can happen. You know.
It can.
You
and
mess it
that's
up.
Usually a run ender because it's, you know, it only saves like what 1.5.
Oh
seconds.
no.
Oh no, the count was off. I don't think he whistled a second time.
Oh, so that took me to
on that
level
screen, so
5.
you're now your count's at 5 now.
Let's go to 4. There we go. Whoopsie doos.
And hilarity ensues.
Yeah, right.
So I think I was doing that when I was demoing it for Big 20, and I was like, "What the heck is the ROM broken?" And I just didn't know my recorder count. So fun times. You can actually make that fireball despawn, which I think is 2 frames, or is it 1 frame?
Oh
Not
goodness.
sure.
I got bumped. All right.
Yes. The wheel, the track is, or the train is off the tracks at this point.
All right, let's get it back on the rails here.
Well, maybe there's a ferry coming. That'd be cool.
There we go. Now it's set correctly. Oh,
The ferry would be nice.
right. Yeah. All right. Well, 7's gonna be a little more difficult than usual. Normally, it can be death by 1,000 cuts kind of thing in level 7 because a lot of the Gorias and stuff. So, let's see if we can just play a little bit safer, maybe. Make sure that doesn't happen.
No drops at all. Not 1 heart. Not even a pity rupee, as I like to call them. There we go. Got 1. Let's get 7.
That's 6, I believe, right? It was 4 plus 2.
I think. Well, you killed an octo by the.
Or no, you're right. It's 7. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
It's co-op run now. Yeah, and just getting through this room without getting hit, like these 2 rooms, is just awful. Like they're going to throw there, and look, like I'll let him finish and then I'll continue.
Oh no. No drops either.
Gosh, no fairy, amazing.
Will the dig dogger be in the way?
Please no.
Okay.
All right, just a no hit, a damageless 7 from here on out will be good. It's been done.
Coming right up.
Yeah, usually you want way more health than this.
Oh goodness, got hit by the Gorilla there. Of course.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Definitely not where you want to be.
See what we can do.
Yeah.
See what we can
Okay,
do.
at least you got the red candle.
Yeah.
Didn't get pieced.
Just play it nice and.
Yeah, usually you see the select button in like low percent or something, but nice, very nice. Come on, Dig Dogger.
Please, just 1 heart?
Just anything.
Okay. You know, I'll take it. I'll take it. You know?
You gotta,
I'll
you gotta
take it.
take that one.
That's fine. As long as it's not beeping where I get.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. Just gobs of health now.
Oh, goodness. Got knocked into the clock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another just trash part of this route is like the bubbles getting in your way, and that clock potentially showing up because that's basically rip run if that happens. So, okay.
Let's farm just a little bit there and not get lucky.
Jeez. Do they still drop items? I'm not even sure. Amazing. Did nothing from Aqua either. Level 7, you know, it doesn't seem hard, but then you lose 30 seconds and you're like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, hey, well done. I need applause from chat there for getting through from the river room to the end with what, 2.5 hearts?
We'll Harry there with half a heart, but
Yeah.
you know, we're back to full. Back to
Yep,
full.
well done. All right, and now, yeah, we do need a bomb drop to stay on the route. If not, I have to take a small detour, but we've got plenty of chances along the way.
There we go.
There we go.
Cool.
And now we can breathe. So yeah, the new route, one of the only, there's not that many drawbacks. Like, it's just, some things are better on this route, and one of it being faster, but the other route like doesn't have the bomb pressure that you have in this route later. So you do have to like get one random drop here if you didn't like force it at the end of level 7. I'm gonna do another Rue Quarter here, poke that Octo out of the way. Zora spawns way far away. It's my favorite. This guy went left. That's a time save. It's just all this, and when you're like advanced at this game, you see like all this little stuff that just will take 0.4, 0.8, 1.5 away from you, and you're just keeping this track in your head of like how many times you get those micro time losses. But yeah, we're looking good here. Got the magical sword, got the bombs. Gonna go in through the side here.
Oh yes, saves a little bit of time. About 0.6.
Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool tech. Glad we could use that.
Yeah, thanks to Shixel.
That's right. And another one of the world record holders in this category. Just pretty recently, in the last year, I think he had it. My timeline might be a little fuzzy.
I think you're right. I think it was about a year.
Yeah, the resident German. So it's like 5 in the morning, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was awake. So in the magical breakfast room, just gonna take these guys out. Get a little heart. Moving on. Level 6 is my favorite dungeon. What's yours?
Level 8 by far.
Level 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 10 times out of 10, I love 8 so much.
Yeah, gotta have the high challenge. I feel like this dungeon feels like so much skill of just getting like especially if you have beams, you can kind of like angle them around and wow. I must have missed a stab because the blues just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I basically plant the bomb, do an up and down stab, and then plant another bomb. And if they don't like warp to the top up and left, that's enough damage.
Yeah, that's a great strat.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's like a strat. That's a strat that like almost everybody wouldn't do, but you know, it's stuff like that you have to try to be able to get your time as low as Green Mario has done.
On to level 8.
That was Goma.
Alright.
Yeah, all right. So leaving level 6, my favorite, heading to level 8. We got 8 bombs. I'm ready to see some fireworks here.
Let's do it. We are gonna bombs away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's like, what's the worst that can happen? You fight Patra 1 or something, like.
Yeah.
And that probably won't even happen, but that's like worst case scenario in my head.
Yeah, I mean, even then, it's like there's almost better backups when you don't have bombs, either by just forcing or.
Right.
Oh,
There's our two uses of the candle. I was gonna say one, but used it a second time.
accidentally.
How about another?
Stored one.
bomb would've been
Stored a
sick.
bomb. Nice.
Okay, here we
Stored
go.
one.
Wow, yes. And the fairy. Oh man,
Yoink.
that was a sweet room.
Let's go. Leaving bombs on the ground.
Yeah, don't even need them. Oh, this is it. Oh man.
Come here, buddy.
I knew it was like you wanted to chase him, but I felt like he was
Yeah.
gonna turn around.
That tile in particular, the third from the top, that's where the anti-Link lines up with Link there, so they have a much higher chance of like coming towards you if you're on that third tile.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually where you stand in level 5 to like get them to come to you is around that area. Yeah, very impressive 8. That was
good.
really good, yeah. So 154. Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
The Blue Lagoon 2 could have been a little bit cleaner, but it was pretty good.
Well, yeah, the one carried for sure.
Mhm.
It was still solid. Still solid. 2 rooms there.
Off to level 9, and this is pretty much
Yeah.
it, you know?
This is it.
We basically start keeping a count here, and, oof.
Get a reset like immediately.
Immediately. I'm just gonna play here. This is, before I start talking about counts.
Yeah.
We're already kind of good on bombs, so I mean, it's not too big a deal. We're just gonna try to get a hurt where we can, because we're gonna save a lot of time if we have beams.
Yeah, right now +1 on bombs. You got 1 extra bomb for combat. Hopefully there's this heart.
Yeah, nice.
So get back up to beams, which is nice.
My count's
And yeah.
still too low to
Well-
try to force, but we'll just...
Level 9, also a great dungeon. Just a lot of cool combat rooms. You got a couple skips in here to skip some patras. Good use there of that bomb to kill the like. Just kind of saving a sword stab. You know, it's just they add up. You know, 5 sword stabs is a second, and you just try to minimize them all. And so by dropping that bomb, it's something he had to do anyway.
Yeah, the way you can think about it is the enemy, when you hit an enemy, it has iframes that last for 30 frames. So that's half a second. So if you can ever save an instance of having to hit an enemy, that's half a second, straight up. So
Yeah.
good way to put it, I think. All right.
Very good.
All of my practice runs, the Patra's head was just hovering the door the entire time, so I'm thrilled I got through there. Let's just get that.
You counted that, didn't you? I wish, right?
No, right? But hey, pretend I did.
Just get a clock and win. There you go. Yeah, you can get clocks, and like that was kind of the name of the game there for a little bit, was getting clocks, especially in that first room. They're just kind of like the fastest route. I don't think even gets one, but
No, it doesn't.
It does help. A nice, comfy 7 o'clock
Yeah.
skip there.
Oh,
Oh, come on!
how did the beam?
It's gonna be a hard here. Here we go.
No takers.
Oh,
No takers.
That changes the strats in this room a little bit.
How about you? Oh,
All right, well, I got one.
all right. Okay.
Now
Okay.
it's just
What do we
sword
do?
combat.
Darn.
Yeah. Yeah, this room can be quite messy if the bubbles chase you and then the Wizribs kind of corner you, and it's a little updated strat there of doing a horizontal block clip and getting into that block.
Yeah, I think Shixel was the first person that started doing that in runs. Yeah, I think about
Was
it.
he? Yeah.
I learned it from him, but I don't know if someone did it before him.
Yeah, it's way less input, way fewer inputs than like getting in, turning down, then going down and up.
Mm-hmm. All right, hopefully we don't take a ton of damage here. Let's just pause buffer a little bit so we don't die.
Select as your friend.
Yep. Should be okay, you know? Maybe. We'll see.
Excellent heart.
Mm-hmm. That just in case.
Yeah, you're like one of the few people I see who doesn't attack the reds at all and just goes straight for the blues.
Yeah, my strat is to bomb them if they're in the way. But that's it. Because the strat where you go to the bottom left of the block is kind of precise. So.
Mm-hmm.
Only a couple rooms left.
Yeah, we gotta fight Patra.
Oh gosh.
Ganon.
Oh my goodness.
No. They just went straight left.
Yep. All right. March back there.
Unfortunate. Oh well. Bonus Zelda. Now this is what it looks like if you only have 3 hearts.
Yeah, you're right. We do have the arrows out, and there are a couple of situations where we might be able to get some hearts by just... Well, probably want to switch back to bombs at some point, because the... I think... It's been a while since I've had to, like, die in level 9 and kind of march back through.
And then still continue and not just hit the reset button. Yeah.
I can't remember which rooms completely reset and which don't, but...
Yeah, next room you have to fight, and I think that's it.
Oh my goodness. Let's just
All right.
not die here.
Say, are you going to expand on us again?
Yeah, right. Alright, just boop strats the whole time. We'll be fine.
Mm,
Let's just switch to bombs
is it like 9 maybe?
here. Yeah. 10. 11.
You could get creative here. Oh, you don't have 3.
Yeah. Not all of them reset. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Problem is, we gotta deal with another Patra in the way. It's just this way. Okay.
Okay.
Just play it a little bit safer here.
Oh yeah, good time to say Grimar is also the world record holder in first quest low percent, so he is used to this. It's been a while since you ran that though. But yeah, you crushed that time, like 30.
It's like 30,
30-something.
30
It's
12, I think, or
30-12,
something like
yes.
that. I was close to sub 30, but not quite there.
Yeah, that's a tough run to. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, that orange at the end. It like just popped in for me, so.
Yeah, let's just see if there's any hearts here. No.
No heart.
We should be fine. Not a big deal. Not like we just died to this guy or anything. Oh my gosh, he's like ready to trap me again. Okay. Now this is going to be a different pattern as well, right? Oh, okay. Thank goodness. I thought it might be, but...
You get the old lack attack.
Oh
pattern here.
my.
Oh no!
Where... What?
What the heck?
No.
Missed it.
Oh no.
Yeah, that it spawns on the right. Sometimes you do get that like delayed fireball, and if you move a little too early or something, just depending on the pattern, you can catch a stray fireball.
Mhm.
And it's like never a problem unless you have one heart, which unfortunately we just had that. So
Mhm.
that is a bummer. Ugh.
So apologies here, but we're gonna see if we can finish here.
Yeah. No one in chat can do better anyway.
Oh. But hey, I mean, this is a. If you think you can do better, you know.
Yes,
that's
please
where
do.
you sneak in here.
I'm kidding, of course.
No, it's one of those things where I would watch runners like you, and I was like, I think I can do this, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said when I played the game for the first time, or when I like picked up the speedrun. I was like, I've played this game. I think I can go fast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. 10. Zols are back.
11, 12,
Can we get
13,
3 fairies at
14.
once? 2 fairies at once? Oh my gosh, you didn't kill the last one?
Dang, I thought I did.
I thought you did too, actually.
Here, you go like that.
All right, let's get the health. Yay!
Whew. You did a little breathing room here.
Seriously.
Okay.
Nice maneuvering. That screen is just so annoying. Oh, and this is different.
Oh goodness. Yeah, we're getting different patterns here.
Yeah.
I think so. Yep. I think it's because I re-entered, so
Yeah, go backwards.
I got to be a little
I mean,
careful
it
here.
shouldn't affect this room, though. I guess Ganon will be in a different spot, but it's almost expected. Yeah,
Okey-dokey.
take the hit, go through. Got 4 hearts. Got 3 arrows, so I'm point that out
Mm-hmm.
as you empty your quiver.
I'm used to playing a lot of second quest. Oops. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he is going around here.
Wow.
Alrighty. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Kind of awkward pattern there, but hey, that is Legend of Zelda First Quest.
And that is the experience a lot of the time, is dying at the end of a good run. It's just like, what are you gonna do? Sometimes it gets you.
Yep. Yeah, thanks again for joining me, Lack. This was a blast. I always love coming back and playing this game, and I always have a blast with this game. It feels like new experience every time, so highly recommend.
And
I
that was a new
recommend it.
experience.
Yeah, it was, sure was.
Yeah.
So
Well, cool, man. I'm glad you decided to join the marathon, and thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun. Good to talk Z1. A couple of the better runners of all time, right?
yeah,
Just hanging out,
having a good time is what we always
Hopefully,
do.
maybe one day we'll actually speak to Shixel. I don't know when that's gonna be. Maybe someday we'll hear his beautiful voice.
Someday we'll get him over to America and we'll
Oh man,
we'll have a good time.
yeah, we will. All right, well, I appreciate you coming on. Any closing words?
Thanks for having me. It's been a great experience. Yeah, that's all I really got. We got the Jimmy Poopins coming up with Ninja Gaiden 2. Gonna be extremely hype. So I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again for all the GGs, and
Have a
Hello. I think you should be able to hear me now. See if I get some confirmation from the chat. Hello. This is Lack Attack. You just listened to me commentate The Legend of Zelda with Green Mario. Excellent runner. Probably not the run that he wanted to have, but it was still fun. You know, got to show the end. But we did want to share before Jimmy Poopins gets to do his Ninja Gaiden 2 run to close out Best of NES 2023. I just wanted to share some words from the staff, championed by Overswarm. But we wanted to share this, so I'm just going to read this out. Before we showcase our final game, we'd like to give some shout outs and say a few words. Thanks to, all the staff, volunteers, the restreamers. Like, I'm in that, but there's so many other people that have been doing this. And it's just been, we're just so happy to have this event back. And, if this is the only time it's run, it was just great to get it back this year. Best of NES has not been around for a while, 2017, in fact. So I just want to say a quick thanks to Bad Breaks for, helping, starting the Best of NES with some other people and just kind of continuing this and giving a new kind of group of people the chance to kind of continue this for the NES community, the speedrunning community. And we had 4 days of games because you all submitted, and we're just so thankful that you are as invested as we are to showcase the NES, because it's such a great console and it just withstands the test of time. So let me keep reading it. That was from me. That was from my heart. Let me keep reading the script here, right? So this event hasn't been around since 2017, and a lot has happened since then. Nearly every game has gotten a new world record or new strategies. New runners have joined the retro community from all over the world, and Best of NES has been long overdue. This marathon is about showcasing the best NES players for their games, not just the most popular games, but the niche games, the weird games, the hard games, the long games, the short games. Every NES game is welcome in Best of NES, because that's what this event is really about. This event is... Wait, I can't read. I'm ruining the moment. It's not really about the game. It's about the players that play them. The people who put the time and effort in to grow the community and showcase their mastery and love of their game. For our final game, who better to showcase this dedication and effort but Jimmy Poopins? Jimmy set out on a goal to obtain the Ninja Gaiden 2 world record. He first achieved a world record with a 10:20 on April 30th, 2015, and would continue to improve this time, but trading the world record back and forth with Becco, ultimately attaining a 9:55.9. Jimmy then decided to go for the world record again, streaming literally every day with attempts at a world record. He worked hard at finding new strategies and taking more risks to lower his time, with his daily stream streak hitting 453 streams in a row, at which point he hit a 9:53.9. In a community full of absolute masters of their games with years of experience and attempt counts hitting 5 digits, Jimmy stands out and is a perfect closer for Best of NES 2023. All right, with that, I'm going to... with that, I'm going to break the stream. With that, I'm going to throw it over to Jimmy and Mythical on commentary. Take it away, y'all. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
I think we're up.
Y'all are up.
We're up. Well, those are some nice words. Yeah, I'll let Myth talk, and then I'll say something.
Hello, Hello, everyone. Welcome to the finale of Best of NES 2023. I'm Mythical 9. I'll be your commentator for the grindinest, goofinest, second most jorfinest star of Summoning Salt's latest speedrun history mini doc here to play Ninja Gaiden 2 for you. It's Jimmy Poopins. How you doing?
You know, I'm feeling good. I was looking forward to Overswarm's words because, I heard there were some nice things to say, but boy, I am not ready to deliver a 9:53 run. I'll say that journey was 2 years ago, and I've done a lot since then, including learning different categories, and I thought that I was running pacifist up until a couple of days ago, so my muscle memory is all riddled with that stuff. I'll go for 9:55 like Apollo says. We'll see.
Got it. And as we all know, the 11th month of the year is Lawn Movember. So you were running Lawnmower, which was so showcased at the end of day 1 of the marathon. If you know, you know. You mow, you mow. And let me tell you, I've been watching Jimmy try to remember how a ninja rides a bicycle in the any percent category. And Ninja Gaiden 2 is a hard game. Even with 453 straight days of Ninja Gaiden 2 seared into his bones, there were parts where Jimmy had to watch his run back to remind himself how something went. And you were shocked at the lengths you had gone to save just a couple of frames.
Yeah, yesterday I was practicing any percent for the first time in 2 years, basically. I was like, what? Did I really make this like 10 times harder to save like a tenth of a second? And yeah, the answer is yeah. And we'll see how this goes. I hope it goes well, but at least you'll get to see a lot of hard stuff and maybe some fun bloopers, but I'm gonna try my best either way.
Yeah, I mean, so this run you've packed it with enough precise acrobatics to fill 2 Cirque du Soleil. You've only had 2 days of practice. You've had to change your controller also to a D-pad that's so stiff that sometimes it forgets that you're holding forwards. But speedrunning isn't about perfection. It's about the journey. And even if you're only halfway through tracing your steps on an old trail, the journey you took to get there is still something to celebrate. So, for the last time this marathon, let's celebrate speedrunning with some Ninja Gaiden 2. You ready, Jimmy?
I'm ready. And reminder that timing starts when I gain control. So it's hard to give a countdown. It'll be 3. I'll say 3, 2, 1, go, and then Black, you gotta wait a couple of seconds until Ryu starts moving. You ready, Miss?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, start, and go.
And we're off. So, normally Ryu moves backwards in the air slowly, but by slashing your sword, you can briefly move backwards full speed. You can use it to climb walls faster by jumping off a wall, slashing, and pulling back to the wall, just like that. The inputs are very precise. You're just going to have to take my word for it. Now we're going to use the upfire ninpo to free the power-up but not kill the enemy. Yep, damage boost up and grab it. That is a ninja clone. It is the hallmark of Ninja Gaiden 2. The orange shadows of Ryu trace his movements and attack alongside him, including using ninpo. Now, on this first boss, we're going to slide backwards while attacking, facing the boss, sort of moonwalking away from his steady approach. And we got the kill in the middle of the screen. That's what we're looking for. On to 2-1. We finished the boss with a sort of slash-canceling technique. You can interrupt a sword slash by jumping, and you can interrupt a mid-air sword slash by landing. So you can chain these together into a triple slash cancel. Slash while landing, slash on the ground, jump and slash. There's a sort of rhythm to it. And you can do it with ninpo, too. So here in 2-1, we've picked up our second ninja clone. We can now throw 3 times the ninpo. The offensive power has been completely unlocked, and the utility of having that guy back there as well will be proved valuable later on. The wind blows on a cycle here in 2-2, and the time it takes you to slash his sword 5 times is perfect for lining up the jump over the gap. And the wind is going to change back at the end of the screen, and there's a little bit of a turnaround jump here. Oh, I missed it. It's so tight. But we got it. On the next screen, we're going to use Upfire to reveal a Ninpo scroll. There it is. That increases our max Ninpo. You can see it's 50 now in the top left. There's one in every act, and we want to grab them all. Now, the wind cycle's kind of messed up here, so I don't know. Are we going to go for this? He's going to wait.
Oh, no.
Oh! But that's the thing, when you get off script, it's so hard to sort of react to everything. We were talking about this run beforehand, how, you know, Zelda's a hard game, we thought, to run. And Ninja Gaiden 2 is a hard game, but they're very different. Zelda, you're always reacting, and Ninja Gaiden 2, you're more following, like, the world's craziest script that someone has laid out. So the moment you lose it, things get really tricky here. So without the damage boost, we had to wait for the wind, but now that we're across, we can wall slash up the side here. And we lost our power-ups as well. That's what happens when you die, so you gotta know your backups and where stuff are.
I'm just
We
gonna
don't
do
have
the
the ninja
pacifist
clones.
kill. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to slash this guy with our sword. It turns out he's some kind of spider-mancer, and he just kind of throws them out. He jumps up and down. We can do a little bit of slash canceling. Whenever we land, we're gonna attack just before landing and then attack again on the ground. But chasing him back and forth, keeping the health high, getting the kill, clutching him out, and we're on to stage 3. Stage 3 is dark, but we've no time to wait for lightning strikes to illuminate the cliffs. We've memorized background and sprite visual cues to know when to jump, and my favorite part is coming up. We're running along the bottom down here, and it's like, he jumps, and it's like, why? Oh, that's why. There's a gigantic pit there. We're gonna jump, land on a very small pillar, maybe grab the side of it, yes. That gives us a lower jump when we come off of it, gets our feet back on the ground sooner, ready to go. And there's a flame at the end of the screen. He got it, he got the kill on it. We're moving on to 3-2. The hardest stage in the game to get right. It's one Jimmy's particularly worried about right now. He's busting out the swag star for the first screen. Love to see it. We slash backwards over the top of the wall for that speed boost. We use the down fire very briefly there. And we're gonna try for frame perfect. Oh my god, he got it! And he's over the wall! Nice. We're coming up on another chance to go over the back of a wall. Oh, the bird. Yeah. This is a tough screen. There's a precise slash on this bird with the ninja clone. And if you don't get it, suddenly that bird is there and it's behind you and it's coming.
Oh, yeah, good.
Nice. Gotta know the backups. Now, are we still even going to be able to try to do this crazy screen wrap
No.
with this guy? No, we're going to
No,
jump.
we're not.
But there is still an opportunity to do the damage boost. We're going to right
I'm
and
gonna
then
get
double
the,
back to the left. Oh, yeah, you need more power-ups, right. Damage boost up. There's the second clone. And we have 44 Nimpo, so I hope that's enough to get the kill here. One more hit. Gotta jump up and get him. Alright, there it is. Third boss down. We're on to 4-1. This stage used to be straightforward until Jimmy routed out the incredibly useful Invincible Fire Wheel in several places. And he did it just to save the tiny amount of time you lose releasing right to press up and B in order to use the Invincible Fire Wheel. So now we have to slash all these mortars that pop out. They have this ridiculous hitbox that is just not easy to hit. We're gonna pick up another Ninpo scroll over a pit with a precise midair slash. There it is, we got it. We're up to 70 max Ninpo now. Ridiculous pillar to pillar jump here. Slashes it, oh my god, he got it? He's finding his ninja legs, he's cruising. Damage boost into the end, and we're on to 4-2. It's another difficult stage. We chain these jumps together to minimize time running against the water, maximize time running with it. And coming up on the next screen is a very complex sequence. We're gonna get a bird to spawn us and have it follow us over to the left, use it to damage boost, and we're gonna go through a wall. So here's the left right. Oh, the bird's not here. That's okay. Back up. Damage boost. And now this frame perfect right left input to go through the wall, grab the ladder at the bottom. We're not done yet. Coming up is another over the wall. This time we're gonna have to transfer from the front of the wall over a gap to the back of it. There it is. Strat here to manipulate this bird, slash it from behind with the clone. That's not easy. Things are really coming together here. And we're on to the boss. He dies. You throw some Ninpo at him and he dies. I found out that when I was watching your pacifist playthrough that he's got hands. He's like, there's like a whole thing that you don't get to find out. We're on to 5-1. This is another level where the fire wheel has been removed entirely from the route. I'll point out one damage boost in particular, but left to right to unlock the screen, over the wall, land on the back of the ladder. Now, this damage boost is coming up. Look at the left side of your screen. There's this red crescent guy. We slash him just once so that he throws the crescent, stays on screen just long enough for the damage boost. We lost the iframes to get through the spikes, so we're going to have to go the long way around. We are down to 4 health. The firewalls do a lot of damage. The enemy only does 1 there, so we are going to be able to get through to the next screen. The health doesn't
This is
refill.
Jor's favorite stage.
This is Jor's favorite stage. Everyone knows this is Jor's favorite stage, but how many people know why it's Jor's favorite stage? It's Jor's favorite stage because the ice physics let you slide and attack or crouch without stopping. It gives it a unique flow that the other stages don't have, and it lets you do this trick right here. See if we can get it. Need to press right as we approach the
Losing
wall.
time, but there we go.
Yeah, it doesn't save that much time, but we gotta show it off. And oh boy, Ashtar is coming up, the boss of Act 5. The Ashtar quick kill is infamous in its difficulty. The idea is the same. We're just going to throw a lot of ninpo, but you have a razor-thin margin of error on a great deal of inputs in a tiny window.
Oh, it's so close.
2 health left. You can see it's just like it's almost like some kind of like snake or cat or something like coiled up, and then it just springs and pounces, and suddenly the entire health bar disappears. So we're on to 6-1. Jimmy, I gotta say, the past couple of acts have been pretty good. You hit some pretty wild stuff.
Yeah, it was shaky and 2 and 3, but Act 4 was really good. Other than, for the most part, it was really good. Yeah. So we'll see.
Muscle memory is a hell of a thing.
It is, yeah. I mean, Act 7's tough, so we'll see.
Jimmy told me today, actually, that I commentated his race against Becco at GDQ a couple of years ago, and 7-1 he said was the hardest stage, and now he's like, no, it's really not. There's this other stuff we do now that's way harder. This boss is certainly not one of them. We just wait. Watch the color. There's the visual cue to let the fire fly, and he's done. So we're on to Act 7. It starts with 7-1. We got a series of over the walls again. You start with 1. And then instead go under the wall. We got a damage boost across this gap. Nice. And now Jimmy wants me to tell you there's a face here. 2 little dots in a mouth there. I hope you caught it. We're on to the next screen. This is another over-the-wall section. But when we come out, there's going to be this Hydra enemy sort of spawn camping us and getting in the way. There's the over-the-wall Hydra dead. Moving on. Race against the flame to catch the ladder at the top, and we got it. We have 7 health. That's like right on the cusp of where you want to be in this moment. He's going for it. We're in 7-2. This is the final level. We damage boost up. We get the kill on the Hydra as we land. We've got a long ladder section. We're just going to be wall slashing up here. Even the world record run does not go for the nice jump. And now this screen has the Becco boost. It's the fastest way through one of the hardest screens in the game. It starts right there. That the bird is dead, but we missed the slash running off the pillar. So now we got to do the backup. And we got the Ninpo. We're at max Ninpo. Important to stay at max Ninpo because we're heading into the final boss and we need absolutely all of it. There's only 1 screen left. We're down to 2 health. There is a health refill. Knew he was going to take 1 damage off of that enemy. We get the health, and here's Jackie 1. Very precise. Lots of slash canceling to get the damage in. Wow, he got it. That's right where you want to kill Jackie 1. We're on to Jackie 2. We're going to use Ninpo left off the screen. It's going to wrap around and hit the boss. We save enough Ninpo for the final phase. We're going to use it to kill the head in 1 shot. It deals damage every frame that it's inside the hitbox. And then the shrimps, they're going to come out. They have a pattern, and we don't know where the pattern's going to start. So Jimmy's going to have to wait for his chance to get in and go for some slash cancels. A ridiculously strong finish And time. Wow.
That was really good, Jackie. That's probably faster than my PB.
So I was like, you're not going to get the Ashtar quick kill probably, right? I was prepared to lose my mind if you got the Ashtar quick kill. And then like right below that, I was like, he's probably not going to get Jackie at 1. Probably not.
Yeah.
But there were parts here where you were really, it seemed like you got into the flow of things.
Yeah. Yeah. That, only having 2 days to practice all of that really hard stuff and having to switch controllers. I'll tell everyone, I was using the wrong controller for the longest time, and I accidentally slid through a wall, and I was like, wait a second, you can't do that with a normal controller. And yeah, if you're able to press left and right at the same time, you can go through walls in this game. And that's what ticked me off, that I was using the wrong controller. So I switched, that was like 4 hours ago, and then switching to pacifist from pacifist. But yeah, like you said, I think I did a lot of really cool things that run, and wish I had a little more time to practice, but I got to show off some stuff, so I'm happy with that.
I had a lot of fun too. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for being our closer here at the Best of NES 2023.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was gonna say we can let this castle finish, but it might take a little bit too long. Still going. Still going.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, almost. Almost. We're going all the way. Yeah, we gotta...
Okay.
This is the end, story of Best of NES right here. Irene...
My clan
dead.
defeating the demons? I missed that run. Which day was defeating the demons?
Oh, wait a second. What? The sword? What? Huh?
Oh.
Dragon sword. Sword phone is ringing.
You pick it up. Whose voice is that? God. Irene. Jimmy, who's Irene?
That's Irene right there.
Okay. At one point, so I was doing commentary for one of your runs, and I was like, maybe I want to talk about the story in this game, right? Because the Ninja Gaiden games, we speedrunners have the mechanics in our heads. It's like, this is what Ninja Gaiden is. But to a lot of people, the cutscenes in Ninja Gaiden was like a big, video games didn't do this very often. These cutaways with dialogue and like blocking in the scenes and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, what is the story to this game? And you just went, ooh. And I was like, okay.
For those that don't know, because we just hold start, which goes through the cutscenes, but between every act, and sometimes even between stages, there are cutscenes that are just like this, with usually it's more to the point rather than like a castle crumbling. But yeah, what a beautiful sunset. The world is saved. Time for some pretty good credits.
All right. Jimmy, thank you so much again for being a part of Best of NES. I'm going to borrow your stream audio, by the way.
Absolutely.
So don't leave on me. Okay. So, I've been part of the Best of NES in some sense since the beginning. I was a runner in Best of NES 2014. It was my first major speedrun event. It was, for me, what it was for so many others who loved NES speedrunning. It was a gateway to a community. And I later joined the volunteer crew to help run the marathon up until our hiatus in 2018, and I couldn't believe it when I was reminded that our last marathon was 6 years ago. A lot has changed since then. For one, everyone is much more familiar with streaming. Across the board, setup was so much smoother just because everyone got so much right without being told anything. Y'all got better at commentating too. I enjoyed listening to everyone's runs as much as watching them. And something else I noticed is whenever two runners had to join a voice call during setup, they would inevitably get caught up talking shop with each other while I'm in the chat trying to get their attention about some issue or whatever. Now that sort of thing happens, but I wonder if it was more prevalent this year, because in 6 years the speedrun scene has changed. As it continues to grow, it continues to spread out. Little pockets have emerged all over, gathered around streams and Discord servers, and all too often there isn't much connective tissue holding them together. So, when those runners were too engrossed in their discussion to see me giving them instructions, I wonder if it was just nice for folks to talk to each other about this thing that they both love. I don't know where Best of NES fits into the scene these days. I think that's something the new staff are all trying to figure out, but I know it felt good to see and hear and be around some faces, new and old, so I think this is something I'd like to do again.
It felt good.
It felt good. I'm sure you'll see some of them big 20s pop up before too long. If you missed a run or you want to go back and watch something, then check our YouTube channel. We'll have VODs from the marathon on there soon. If someone has Skyana's a link to her socials or something where you can find her, please get ready with that. Because to all the runners and commentators for their great performances, to Mitch Flowerpower for keeping the energy up at our roughest technical troubles, to Skyana for our slick layouts. Hopefully we can get her link in the chat before I'm done talking. You should check her out. To anyone who shared the stream, to the people in the chat showing love, to everyone watching, on behalf of Lack Attack, Overswarm, JKL, Apollo, Prissy, Looking for Giants, DH Stomp, TMB, our grumpy advisor Dad Breaks, and myself, thank you for being a part of the Best of NES 2023.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We are going to raid J Durg, so please join us in the raid, and we'll see you next year.